Oh, okay. I feel like we should play Let's Get It Started by the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah, come on. Well, don't get us a copyright strike though.
Oh, I'm good at those.
Oh man, that's painful.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, we're on.
Started by the Black.
What's up?
Yeah, come on.
Oh, Batista's in here too. Let's go. Oh, I'm good at.
I've been responsible. I've already muted the YouTube side of it. Oh, we're on.
What's up, guys?
Wait, is Cody not in here anymore? Oh, Batista's in here too. Let's go. Oh, I'm good at.
I've been responsible. I've already muted the YouTube.
Jerry, you gotta mute the stream.
I have to mute the stream? What's up, guys?
Yeah, you're watching the video and.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. There we go.
Cody's not, Dr. M3 is not in here anymore.
He's left his own stream.
Complicated.
I bet he's on hold while he's.
All right.
All right.
Probably getting a special guest.
I am back. Go figure.
Go.
I got kicked out of my own live stream. How terrible is that?
Oh boy.
Tedward.
This guy over here.
I tell you. If it's not one thing, it's another.
So am I the? I guess I'm the host now.
Are you the?
Oh no!
How did the hell that happen?
I am the host now. Oh, I'm in a moderated call.
Oh, okay.
The moderator has the ability to eject you from the call. Oh, so you're still the moderator.
All right, please, IgntitionTUBE, don't eject me. Whatever you do, I'm a nice guy.
How many people are on here right now? I can't see the number.
It says how many?
26.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too as well. All right, let's get.
What's up, Blake? What does Super Chat get you? I was actually just looking into Super Chats because I didn't know what it was. It basically, you pay and it pins your comment at the top of the page for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, it does. It's sort of it's a way of YouTube sort of giving people who want to give to content creators, and so your comments or whatever gets seen for a longer period of time, and the more you give, the longer that Super Chat thing, your comment stays pinned.
Shady.
Hi, Blake. Blake
So
in here, the man, the myth, the legend. All right, I'm gonna put this on Snapchat. We are live on Dr. M3's YouTube channel right now.
Let's get it.
let's go.
You guys are here too, so come join.
Hey, so how do I view the comments over here? Let me see.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to start the same thing as well because I obviously can't see the comments.
What I found is if I play the live stream on YouTube and then I mute it and pause it so that way it doesn't interfere with my connection, then I minimize that, but only the part of the screen that has the comments I put over.
That's what I have right now too. That's what I have set up right now.
Tom, you are priceless. All right.
Nobody appreciates the work that goes into like organizing your desktop on a live stream.
Hey, man, I just organized my whole room for this live stream.
Attaboy. Everybody needs an excuse to get clean, right?
Exactly.
Matthew Mark 7 is asking, are you going to get a red in the future? He's enjoying your 4K content.
Who's 4K?
You.
Me?
Your live stream.
Red is so much work. But the footage, in fact, I have a video that's coming out in a day or two that's shot entirely with a red. It is unfreaking believable, but it's so hard to edit and stuff. So I don't see a red in my future anytime soon. But you know, if somebody wants to give me a red, you know, I'm not gonna say no.
You can't say no to that. You cannot say no.
It's a lot of work though, because now you're talking about new storage issues. You've got to lug around this big camera. In terms of getting the shot and what we tend to do, you're gonna miss a lot. You'll get good B-roll when you plan it, but if you wanted to get an impromptu thing, reds are a nightmare.
I completely agree with you. That's one of the reasons why not likely to be happening.
If you know, I mean, Yoon Olsen is the only one who really shoots hardcore in a red, and it's only because he has dedicated camera people. And Marcus is walking around with a backpack full of batteries. It's crazy.
Yeah, no way. I just not gonna happen. So,
what do y'all think of Vehicle Virgin? I'm gonna take a drink of water here.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a drink at that one.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Come again?
Uh-oh, we got double doctor.
Oh,
Do we?
how did that happen?
You know, when one doctor is not enough.
You got two. Well, hey, listen, you got two doctors. You didn't say about Eli. Eli, eject one of the doctors, maybe the one on the left.
I can't. Oh, one of them is your. No, you have to do it.
All right, I'm gonna get out.
So many
my
complications,
God.
man.
No, but you know what? This is better. Usually if Eli runs the live stream, it usually works a little better. I end up texting Eli when I live stream because I'm trying to figure out how the hell to use it too.
But I'm not moderating. I'm not the moderator.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say that the Lamborghini time is pretty legit, man. Pretty legit.
Lamborghini time?
The timing on the Nürburgring.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, geez. Oh, man.
Station.
Somebody had to bring that up.
So I was
Really?
talking to somebody the other day. Somebody said, "Man, if Lamborghini lied, that's the ballsiest lie I've ever heard in my life." Because it didn't say like, "Oh, 10 tenths," or a second. They said 5 seconds. So you can't lie that big if it's a lie. You lie little if it's a lie.
I know, man. I know.
Yeah, if they in fact lied, I'm going to be honest. If they lied, this is the death of their company. And I will tell you why. This is the reason why I don't think it's a lie. I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why I don't believe it's a lie. I think people are misinterpreting things. Number one, I think that, I mean, Volkswagen would have to have signed off on it. Now, you can say Volkswagen's lied, but trust me, having come through this sort of stuff, if anybody looks at how much it's going to cost them and it's not even over yet, I'd be hard pressed for Volkswagen to have signed off on something like this. It'd be stupid. It's suicide, not only for Lamborghini, but for Volkswagen. But there's something actually a little bit more fundamental to this whole thing that I think is important. And I think one of the reasons why people are saying, well, it's fake, look at how, the car went from like 137 to like 191 or something like that. And you have to look at the video closely to see it. One of the reasons why I think, and there is this race car driver who, and I can probably try to find the link and I'll post it maybe after the broadcast, that said, you got to remember one thing. The dashboard that you're seeing on the screen in that run is a virtual dashboard. You remember that this is coming from telemetry and VBox data, right? That's being streamed live. It is continuous. There's a ton of data. And when you take that data and bring it into these virtual cockpits to sort of to sort of show what the RPM and the speed and all that stuff is doing, you're taking that data and you're actually binning it. So this is a scientific question, but I mean, this guy has done it before and he says that's how you do it. You literally bin the data. So it's quite possible that in a period of time, though, how you bin it, this car can go very quickly from one speed to the other. And again, you guys were there, so you kind of know some of the tech that we can't talk about until Tuesday. But how you bin it can make the difference. And so they probably just bin the data, not even looked at the footage in a way that it looks like the car went from 0.8 of a second, from 137 to 197, when in fact it's in a braking situation or it's accelerating pretty hard. And that's probably the explanation for that big jump. Because if you look at the car itself, it's pretty smooth. The other thing that somebody said is, well, if you look at the SV, how there were like you know, going with the steering wheel, trying to keep that car straight. Well, there's another video of an SV and two SVs, one with Lamborghini dynamic steering on the one without. And if you can see the one with the dynamic steering is far more smooth. It's not this fighting to keep the car active. And I think this car, we know this car had Lamborghini dynamic steering on it. So that's probably explanation for why the car seems a lot more composed. And again, there's some things we learned from the unveiling, why the car is more composed. I'm not going to defend Lamborghini. I think that's for them to defend themselves. But I think people are jumping way to more conclusions than there probably is. There's a lot less there than people are saying.
I read a comment the other day online on Misha's video, the one that's like the Huracan lap time is fake. I read a comment that said the only way that the Performante could be faster than the 918 was if it had some sort of active aero system that made it average higher speeds throughout the corners and made some sort of like, I don't know, like less drag on the straightaway or something.
Yeah.
I read a comment that said that.
Yeah, I actually saw that, Eli, and I just chuckled. I said nothing else.
It's important to know that the car is a different animal from the regular Huracan.
Yeah,
it's just a different beast, man.
It's a whole different ball game. We saw the unveil, and it's a different ball game.
Actually, real quick, Eli, your video. I just want to say it publicly. The video that you just posted today. Fire, bro.
Seriously.
Fire.
You took that weekend. That looks amazing. We had a blast on that. I mean, but what you don't see is that when we're all filming together, we're all just filming random stuff when we're doing it. And then we all go home and we all send each other a message and go, oh my God, how am I going to put this together into a story? And honestly, like we all broke it up into like different days. Eli managed to put the whole thing in one video and tell a story.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Dude, you killed it, man.
Thank you. Doc M3, other than potentially replacing the Red Storm with a Performante, is there an i8 Roadster in the future? He's actually going to buy all GTIs. He's selling everything and buying all GTIs.
It's a firestorm. It's a fire sale. Just take it. Take it all. I make no doubt about it. I like BMWs. I have always had this thing about the i8 Spider, and you know, we may be surprised. It may be at Geneva this year. I don't know. I'm guessing not because they haven't said anything. But we've certainly seen in the last month or so, month and a half, this Spider rolling around. And it looks like it's a heart. Well, one picture looks like it's a camouflaged metal folding top, and I don't know how they would do that. And another looked like it was like a cloth top. So I don't know which way they're going. I hope it's a foldable hard top, but you know, then it's more weight and stuff. So who knows? But I like the idea of the Spider for sure.
I hope it's unique. I hope it's not just like, okay, now it's a Spider version. I hope there's some like really like trick stuff, kind of in the vein of like a 911 Targa, where you've got some fun mechanical stuff going on, just to like showcase some interesting stuff. Because really, the i8 is a mechanical showpiece.
Yeah, I agree.
The i8 is like the perfect daily driver as well, man. Jeez, I remember we were in Pittsburgh. I think what it cost me, like $20 to fill up. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
What the heck is this thing?
And you know what? After you fill that up, it probably
I got stuck filling up the Huracan. Jerry fills up the i8, and I filled up the Huracan.
Dude, and the i8 probably hasn't been refilled yet.
No, that's the thing. I refill the i8 every 6 to 8 weeks. When I had the F10 M5, that thing was a hog. Once a week, it was $80 to $90.
Dude. Well, even the GTI versus my M3 last weekend was like a joke.
Oh my God! Hey, I gotta tell you guys, when I left the meet in New York, I barely made it to the gas station. Barely made it.
All right, why didn't you tell people? Because not everybody knew kind of what happened. Why didn't you tell folks what you did?
Oh well, I mean, we were traveling all day in New York, and you know, we were going around the city. It was very much improvised, but we ended the day with a New York meet and greet, and super awesome day. But we were running a little late just from all the traffic, all the work traffic on a Friday night. So we decided to miss, you know, really cut back the amount of time that we needed to do on other things. So we couldn't stop for fuel. So I ended up like literally barely making it to the meet and greet, like on E, like super, super E. And after that, before heading home, I like barely made it to the gas station, which was like miles away. It was crazy, but
you know what it was? I think it was because you had all that extra weight in the back with Dr. M3's GoPros.
Yeah, it was on the battery. Hey, did you get that back in time, by the way?
I did get it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I got it in time for this. I was like, oh, I got to get it for Geneva, and I appreciate it. So I owe you one.
Hey, don't mention it, man. That's funny. Actually, I have a Tedward's Lifeline in my car as well.
Yeah, that's right. I have an inhaler. That's okay. Next time I'm in Jerry's car, I'll survive.
It's so funny. You know, like days like that where we all get together, it's so chaotic and kind of structured at the same time. And it's like, it's a wonder how, like, you know, when you see the videos that come out where it looks like so like poetic almost. And it's just like, damn, we were able to throw all this together. That's crazy.
It's crazy. I just saw, let's see, BA Automotive. You guys need to come to the UK and check out my Aston Martin GT8. Oh, and all the other GT8s. That sounds like a nice loud time to me. I like that.
What your question is, when do you want to come? When can you get them together? Tom has a little bit of free time.
Hey, yeah, listen, if it involves the GT8, I got some free time too.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we all do. We'll make it happen. What's up, Porsche 944?
I think the real question is, are the GT8s going to be able to get together without breaking down?
Oh, no, you didn't.
That's Aston Martin for you.
Shots fired.
Hey, it's not a Volkswagen.
It's to be expected if it's a Volkswagen. Trust me, I know.
How is Geneva? Geneva is absolutely awesome, except that today it got midday around noon, it started raining and it got really cold. This morning it was almost as warm as it was in San Francisco. So it was like 50 degrees. It was 48 degrees. And then now it got rain. It was raining and cold, but we were out sort of spotting a little bit. Saw some really good stuff. The CEO, it sounds like, of Zenvo drove his car down from Zurich or something? From Denmark.
No, I don't know. But he's from Denmark.
Yeah, he's from Denmark. I don't know if he drove it from Denmark. That's a long distance.
Swedish
anyway,
Prince, say hi.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, all right, come over here, Swedish Prince.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
You're going to see a head sneak over here in a second.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hey,
See you guys soon in Pittsburgh.
Have you seen any Corvettes recently?
Oh, hell.
Alex.
By the way, guys, if you don't know who Alex is, go follow him on Instagram. It's Altomotive, AALTOMOTIVE.
And go comment that he needs to buy a Corvette.
Oh.
He hates Corvettes. Is she coming to BA?
Oh, he's asking.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, right. Jeez. That entry, though.
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
Sat on the couch, all like this.
It looked a little different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably going to. One of the questions is, am I going to meet with Shmi? I will see Tim. I was with Cars with Luke today, so we just had dinner. I was hoping that he was going to come on, but he's had a long day. Drove down through Zurich with Sam Seen Through Glass, and so we may do a live stream maybe Tuesday evening, just giving your impression of all the cars that day. But we'll see if we can put it together. But Luke is just I mean, if you're not following him, guys, go check him out. It's Cars with Luke, all one word. Great guy. He makes some awesome content. He was playing around. He's driving today a AMG GTS. But if you want to see a YouTuber with a unique perspective and is just a great guy all around, go check out Cars with Luke. No, you didn't.
Yeah, Eli, let me tell you, Eli is always the jokester every time we get together.
Oh my God.
This guy over here.
Do you know how long he's been trying to do that? He finally got me on a live stream.
Oh, I got some good ones.
Yeah, Dev, he did apply for Team Overkill. I remember that video. That was pretty sweet. I remember I had been laid off like literally, I don't know, 2 or 3 days before you and Olsen went and said like, hey, send in your applications. And I was like, oh man, I'm going to go film this. Then I saw Cars with Luke and I'm like, never mind, I'm not going to film one. Really good.
Eli, why didn't you have the wrap follow the body lines up towards the, I think you're talking about my orange vinyl on my car. And the reason I didn't do that is because I did it the way that I did it this way. I don't know. I mean, I just like the way it looks now, so I didn't do it a different way. That's the best logic I have for that.
Hey, it looks good, man. I like it.
I do like it. By the way, that is an awesome cause. By the way.
Cause, yeah. Shout out to Andrew, man.
Yeah.
Donk to M3. Let's see. You've got your biggest fan in here, Ermin01 IFY. I don't know what that is, but they love you.
Awesome. Love you guys. I mean, all of us. I'll say this from all of us. You know, we do these live streams. We talk to you on the videos and stuff because we love doing this stuff and we love interacting with you. And that's why we even put together those fan meets. So any opportunity we get to interact with you, and I know I'm talking on behalf of all of the guys on this live stream and some of the guys who aren't on it, we honestly appreciate you giving us your time to kind of listen to us sometimes blabber about things that we love, but you know, we appreciate your support for sure.
I think someone says Dodge Demon. What are your thoughts? I think the only way the Demon is going to be successful is if they do a limited production run and stick to it.
Yeah. I think the Demon, you know, I like where Dodge is going in terms of like having an interesting segment, but I mean the car in terms of like personal opinion, I don't really care. You know, you can throw 1,000 horsepower at something. But at the end of the day, it's still a big, heavy, twisty, relatively cheap four-door sedan. And that's the problem is if you're going to have that kind of horsepower, you've got to have the chassis that can manage it. And at the end of the day, it's like a premium price daily driver that gets 6 miles per gallon.
Well, the Demon's not going to be a daily driver, though. It's going to be a drag car.
But
that's what people are going to use it for. My only
burnouts for D's over there.
Yeah, I mean, I think first of all, even if you daily drive it, you won't be using the power anywhere near what it's capable of, and that's true though. You can make that argument. It's true for a lot of sports cars and super sports cars, even hypercars. Nobody daily drives those for the most part. But even when you drive them on occasion, most people don't use them for what they're capable of. But my only issue is they will not, I will tell you this, they will not make it a limited production car. The temptation is way too great to just mass produce the hell out of it and reap the short-term gains, where in fact, what they should do is truly make it limited production. And that thing may be one of the first cars that really sort of holds its value. I mean, you look at the Vipers and stuff, great cars, ACRs, but they don't, as much as they're great cars, that you don't see them appreciating in value the same way.
Now,
right?
quick question: is this replacing the Hellcat?
No, it's slotting in above the Hellcat.
Okay, so the Hellcat will be your kind of constant, you know.
So the Hellcat is basically your everyday muscle car with 707 horsepower. And then the Demon comes from the factory with NT05R drag radials on it. And it's basically a straight line car that you trailer to the drag strip, race it, and then trailer it home.
Yeah, that has to be limited right there, man. That's crazy.
Why didn't you get an SV, Dr. M3?
Because to be honest, I like the anniversary car better. The SV is a great car. I drove that in the canyons. I actually had one of Lamborghini's race car drivers drive me in that thing. The thing is insane. It's a beast. But if you look at the design and just everything else, the car is so stripped out, which is a good part of it, but you lose a lot of amenities. And you know, I drive my cars, and you know, I'll drive them 8 hours. Heck, I mean, once a year, at least once a year, I do this trip from LA to Monterey, you know, 300, 400 miles in one sitting. And you have to still be a little practical about it. So besides, the anniversary car is far more limited. They made 100 anniversary roadsters and 100 anniversary coupes. Oh, Eli is at it again.
Always.
And on the contrary, alternatively, they made, what is it, 600 SV coupes and 500 roadsters. So you have 1,100 SVs and only 200 anniversary cars. It's easy to do that, to figure out what's the better car to keep. Oh gosh, I'm a little scared what Eli is sending.
Whenever Eli's quiet, you just never know.
Oh, you're in trouble then.
You just never know what's going on.
You are in trouble then, let me tell you.
Oh man.
Oh, that silver E46. What's going on, man? Great. Like oh, go ahead. Sorry, Eli.
What cars are you guys most looking forward to? I think it's probably for you and Alex, Cody.
So Alex, what would you say is the car that you're most excited for at Geneva?
Corvette.
No! No, actually,
You're causing him physical pain.
I know, his anxiety is going up.
Let me see if I can show you a little bit better. There he is in the corner over there.
amazing.
Oh, we can't see it. The things in
I
there.
really want to see the Performante more.
You can't see what I'm doing to you, Alex.
We can't see it either.
Yeah, we can't see it either, man.
Oh, well. All right, never mind.
So what are you looking forward to,
I want to see
Doctor?
the Performante, the new McLaren.
So he wants to see the Performante, but you've seen that before. The new McLaren, he says.
Yeah, it's interesting.
For me, it's going to be the Roadster, Wyra Roadster. What I really want, I've seen the pictures. The question is, what did they do with the doors? Because my worry is, like the SLS AMG, when they went to the convertible, the Roadster, lost a lot of character of the car. And I hope that's not what happened.
Yeah, I'm most excited for the McLaren because I'm interested in where McLaren's going. I don't have a good handle on what their strategy is for innovation. So, you know, I mean, the Performante, we've seen it. I'm excited about it to come out, and I'm also excited, but it's following a strategy that we've had for maybe 15 years, where you've got the model, then a slightly hyped up model, and then like the performance model. Whereas with McLaren, they've kind of not let us down the normal path, right? The only thing that followed a somewhat normal path was the 650S and then the 675 LT coming after that. This 720S is going to be a whole different ballgame, and I'm curious to see what that ends up happening.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you know what, the one criticism that I hear, even from McLaren owners, particularly ones that have their hypercars, or the ones, actually I would say the ones that have just below the hypercar, meaning obviously the P1, is that they've used the same formula. It's the same, literally the same engine, just different revamp for the current entire McLaren line is the same engine.
Yep.
Honestly, I'm having trouble keeping track of all the McLaren models, man. There's just too many of them at this point. So it's kind of my take on McLaren.
Yeah, so is McLaren.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, it would be actually, at this point, it's funny because I think 6 years ago, being a McLaren dealer would have been the easiest job in the world. As long as you could remember MP412C, you could sell a car. Not the case anymore.
Fun fact, I saw the 12C in testing in the mountains in Arizona.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, a really embarrassing picture I'll send to you guys later.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. I haven't driven it yet, Nick, but that car is polarizing. There's a lot of people that hate its appearance. I love it. I think
Giulia, man, that thing is
Alex is. I'm gonna bring Alex over here because he's been off screen, but he got to come over here to read a message. Watch his response. Come over here.
What? I saw the message.
What does the message say?
I saw the message.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What does it say?
Look at the picture. Yeah, the car is there now.
I'm surprised Alex isn't out the door already and running away. I'm gonna show you why. Well, I can't. I probably shouldn't show you exactly what's. But there is something I can show that.
Is it outside? Can I see?
So that's what's a block away from us.
That's a block
it's
away.
three. It's 3 blocks away. 4
It's like
blocks away.
a kilometer.
Let me guess. Let me guess. Did James send that?
No, James didn't send that. This is one of our other friends.
Okay.
So James was with the yellow car.
That's right.
Yeah. So this is Chris's car. Chris sings.
Oh,
That's right.
Chris Falcon here. You're talking about the new Panamera. I'm so excited for the Panamera wagon. That is some next level stuff, and that is gonna. I think that's gonna. Honestly, I think you're gonna see a lot of those in the U.S. That's gonna be
That is an attractive wagon.
They're all coming back.
Yeah. Well,
That is an attractive wagon. I'll give you that.
the funny thing is that if you think about it, that a couple of years ago they had the shooting brake version, and I was like, first of all, I will tell you this: I absolutely do not like the Panamera. I call it the Panamumu. You guys have heard me call it. However,
Wow.
I'm just telling you, it looks like a stretch.
Yeah.
It looks like a stretch 911. It's
Oh, here we go.
The interior is beautiful, but it's just too chunky and big. The shooting brake, however, looks gorgeous.
It's a family car. It's a chase.
Oh my God, Eli!
So I want everybody to screenshot this, and I want you to send this to Eli on Snapchat right now. That's Eli with the 12C as a young strapping boy.
Car spotter. Oh my God! What, Eli? What were you then? Like
Here.
9?
Dude, that was 2 years ago.
Dude,
Holy
you got braces in here, man. I love it.
Seriously.
That was probably 8th grade, I think.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna
I
go.
love the awkwardness. This is great.
9 years ago? Yeah, or maybe no. That's probably 7th grade.
Eli, I think I found your contact picture.
I know, dude. Changing the game here.
This is even better than Tedward's.
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
Oh, and let me thank IgntitionTUBE for showing me sleeping in his video today.
Thoughts on the 812 Superfast? I think that is honestly one of the silliest names that they've ever named a car. I mean, Super Veloce, it means the same thing, but it's Italian, so it's okay. When you name a car Superfast, like what are you gonna name the next one? Super Duper Fast, and then Super Duper Fast? Like, I think that's silly.
We think about the now, not the future, right? It's super fast now, okay?
So here's the thing with Ferrari is nothing new is happening, right? Yeah, so great. We have the 488, but really it's just a revamped.
Wait a minute. Nothing new is happening? Did you see what Dr. M3 posted the other day?
Well, all right. Wait, let me go back because then you've got the GTC Ford Lusso, which is, you know, great. It's an FF. I love the FF, and that's great. And then you've got the 812 Superfast, it replaces the F12. I'm not seeing the innovation here. So for what's being released with Ferrari, all I'm seeing are like hyper facelifted cars.
Yeah, well, you know what? I agree with you with that, and it started with, honestly, if you look at the 488 GTB, again, they touted this as this big redesign and it's revolutionary, and really what they did was they took a giant scalpel and sliced out parts of the body and threw a smaller turbo engine in. Now, granted, the car still apparently performs really, really well, better than the 488, but from the sound and just the look, it just doesn't do it for me. And that's what you have in the 812. What they did was, and we told this story in another live stream. I'm going to say it again because my fans need to hear it. First of all, the Corvette, sorry, Alex, Corvette, Chevy stole the front end of the 458 and placed it on the Corvette. And Chevy will tell you, unabashedly, they actually did that, right? So what did Ferrari do 7 years later? They basically stole the rear end. Actually, they actually did they actually paid back. They stole the rear end of a
but
Corvette.
Is it payback though? Is it payback though? Because I just think there was an awful decision to do that.
Well,
on this episode of Spiteful Car Designers,
I think jokes on Ferrari at that point, man. Because
no, it's definitely on Ferrari.
Yeah, Chevy being the underdog, you know, in this sense for like exotic carness. You know, it makes sense for them to copy some features, but for Ferrari to go back and do that, you just come on. You gotta stand on top and keep leading and innovating.
I agree. Well, they didn't. I actually, so to answer that question, I actually don't like the front of the car. I don't like the Ford GTC Forluso, you know, quad tail. It just, I'm gonna wait until I see it in person, but I can tell you already, I'm not a fan. It's not doing it.
To me is if you were BMW taking the E92 M3, ripping out the V8 and putting in whatever motor they put in the M4, but keeping the body the same. That to me is what a 488 is.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it sound really bad and not look very special.
Make it have zero emotion.
Mid-engine Corvette, huh? Is that official? Are we finally gonna see one?
I think we're kind of on that. At the very least, it's a mule, and it's been built. If it's not official, we're gonna get that in the Peterson Museum as a interesting test piece of what Chevy was trying to do.
Seriously, yeah, right.
All right, here's the question of the day. This is from me, not from the comments. What is the worst sounding car on the market that you can buy right now?
Wait, is that a broad?
Yep.
Is that a broad question right there?
Yep.
Or are we just sticking to exotics?
What is the worst sounding car that you can buy on the market today?
Gas or diesel?
Not like a consumer car, like not like a Prius, because Prius don't sound good. But like, what's a car that should sound good? Yeah, I guess you're right, Jerry. What's a car that should sound good that sounds horrible?
Well, better yet, I would say, why don't we revise the question? Say, what is the car that has the greatest difference between its look and its sound? Because that's the problem, right? It looks awesome, but it sounds terrible.
Oh, I was gonna say Ferrari California, because I think everybody can hate on that.
No, but they sound good.
But it doesn't look good either. Sorry, I need to think about it.
Someone already commented my answer. Someone said BMW M3. I'm gonna agree with that.
Ooh.
No, I agree. The new M3, I don't like. All right. So there's a huge change in the way that cars sound. When I was growing up, back in my day, it was all about wide open throttle. How much does this thing sing? So that's why we've got Diablos, we've got 355s, we've got 360s, the 458 even in that heritage. Today, all everybody cares about is the overrun. You floor it, you let off, and you get pop, 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 pop. And so I hear all these young car spotters, and all they're talking about is what the car sounds like off throttle. I don't care.
Interesting, very interesting topic. I personally, I've been thinking about upgrading my exhaust for a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and nominate my Z4 as a crap sounding exhaust.
No, I like your exhaust. I had fun in that.
Now,
I feel like it was more engine noise than anything.
Your car's quiet, though. It's not bad sounding. It's just quiet. The M4 just has bad tones to it.
Yeah. Bad tones. Now, is it too low of a tone, or is
it sounds like a fart. There's no other way to describe it. And then people put aftermarket exhausts on them, and they just get worse.
Well, you know what? I actually heard an exhaust and an I8, and I'm like, why?
Yep.
Why? It doesn't sound good to begin with. Just leave it as is. Don't just wish that people drive around with the electric mode. Just don't.
You sent us that video. You said it was Turner Motorsports.
Yeah. And I asked, what do you think about this exhaust?
So wait, so what do they do? To just upgrade the speakers inside the car? Or?
I wish they did that. It might sound half decent that way.
Yeah, I was going to say, if they did that, I wouldn't complain so much. But this was god-awful. It was bad.
I'm
Josh,
gonna
I
agree
see
with
you were at the Mustang. It's interesting because when you had like the EcoBoost Mustang, now everything's becoming an STI, right? Like now you've got the Boxer Cayman with the 4-banger turbo, and the Mustang sounds very similar. So when I hear one rip up the road, I'm like expecting a Subaru, and then it's a Ford.
I'm sorry, what came before the STI that's also 3 letters? You know, the thing that the STI hot hatch was based off of? What was that? Oh, GTI, that's right.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Everything sounds like an STI. Well, STI sounds like a GTI, so.
You should come say bye.
Bye, Alex.
You know where he's going?
He's going to take pictures of Koenigsegg.
He's going to take pictures of Chris's car.
Bye-bye.
Do you want Chris's number? Do you want me to? Okay, all right. I'll text him and tell him you're coming down.
I don't know. We'll see it tomorrow.
Okay.
Stock GTR, yeah, those are pretty lame.
Oh my God. But for the money, I'll accept it. That's the thing about a stock GTR is for, you know, at the time, like 80 grand was a base price on a GTR a few years ago. Like,
it doesn't even sound like a vacuum cleaner for 80 grand.
But what happened? What's happened with the prices? Because they're kind of still up there. They're still holding prices. I don't know. I think it's because of their capability, what people can do with them. That's helping them demand still a premium, even though even the earliest cars are still pretty expensive.
yeah,
they are really good at blowing up transmissions.
Yeah, well, Nissan was 15 or 10 years ahead of their time. So after that 10 years expires, they'll depreciate. You know, it is what it is.
Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I'm a Nissan guy. I have a Datsun, but I'm kind of falling off the GTR bandwagon, man.
Dude, it's over, man. They've run the course. If you want to talk about life cycle,
I don't know what they're doing, man. The latest model is barely of a difference. You see the GTRs everywhere. Everybody has one. You know, everything has been done to the GTR already. You haven't seen anything new. Although I will take Andrews any day of the week.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, this past year Nissan only sold something like 600 GTRs.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that worldwide or in the U.S.?
Worldwide.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
And every single one of them was sold to a YouTuber who then made a video titled "Buying My Dream Car."
You are so wrong.
This guy, man.
all right, so what Dev
I walked into that one, by the way, because I think we all did, because we were just like gobbling it up. And
You know, I forgot for a minute. I'm like, oh, it's Eli is saying something. I can believe him, but you know.
No, that is a real fact. The first part is a real fact.
Or is it an alternate fact?
Cheapest GT. Oh, okay.
He just likes extending the truth a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't care. It's all good. All right, here's another question of the day. Actually, I'm gonna answer it myself. What's the best sounding car you can buy right now on the market?
A GTI.
John Deere GTI.
No. The new GTIs sound awful. The turbo is mounted. There's no manifold. It's just mounted on the head. They're so quiet. Oh, I know what
ones though.
Answer your question.
Before that, someone commented about the GT2 RS.
Oh, well, all right. I can take that one. So Porsche, once you add turbos to Porsches, they're muted, right? So a 911 turbo is never going to sound even close to as good as a base Carrera. It's just the way it is. The difference now is that all the .2s are turbos, and they're working their exhaust magic to keep it sounding good. I still think they're muted. I'm going to hold my reservations until I drive Nick Murray's car because I don't want him to ban me from it before I get to it.
Honestly, after hearing the Performante firsthand, startup.
Oh
my gosh.
Oh my God.
Is it on the market? I mean, it's not. Is it technically on the market yet? Because I'll take it.
Yeah, well, in 2 days, yes.
In 2 days, okay.
Actually, right now you can order it, so I guess it's on the market. It's not.
So to answer Eli's question, I will choose the Performante because that thing was.
I think Devar, the car enthusiast with the F12, I've heard some really beautiful exhaust on that car, and even stock, it's absurd. And
the F12, man.
Well, I mean, look, Doctor, you start up the Aventador and idle, the thing sounds like absurd.
Oh my gosh.
I agree. You have to put it in sports or Corsa to get anything decent out of it. But you know that's the reason why, and you guys know this, that there's some noise regs, and I think that's That's the biggest problem, unfortunately, are these regs that seem to be killing off, you know, the features of these cars. It's kind of frustrating, to be honest.
You know what's interesting about noise regulations? Oh. You know what's interesting about noise regulations, right?
What is that?
My car doesn't follow any of them.
or EPA.
You know what I drove today? I drove a BMW 228i, and it shocked me. I could not believe that that is the speed of the base car. That little four-banger turbo hauls, and the handling is great. I think the steering feel kind of blows, but the level at which we've gotten to now, where the base car of a series for BMW would have blown my mind when I was 16. Like, that's awesome. I'm loving this stuff. This is great.
The 8-speed?
Yeah, it was the ZF 8-speed, and oh, it's good. It's good. It's good. And I'm like, man, now you can buy a new car for 40 grand, and I would bet on a windy mountain road, I could hustle that up that mountain on all seasons faster than anybody in an E46 M3 because the car has torque.
Yeah.
Challenge.
Wouldn't sound good, but it would go faster.
GT350R. Oh, I'm in on that one.
Oh, I agree too. No question about it.
Yeah. But if we're gonna go on that bandwagon, I like the Z28 too.
I really like the F-Type.
Really?
Too many pops.
Wait, the V6 or the V8?
No, the V8, because then you get the V8 supercharged noise on the way up, and then you get literal machine gun fire on the way back down.
That is true, but I will tell you that the V8 handles like crap. I drove both of them. The V8 is so front heavy. You step on the brake, and you're in a turn, and you don't know where you're coming out on the back end of that.
It's a Jaguar. They only know how to build boats.
Yeah, it is just the V6, although I agree with you, Eli. I totally agree with you on that. But at the same time, you kind of want to enjoy driving the car too. And it was so unbalanced. It was unbelievable.
The F-Type was a Grand Tourer that was disguised as a sports car.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with you, Tom, for the most part. I think the overrun crackles need to end. But I'm such a child that I know for a fact if I had an F-Type, I would drive through every city center everywhere, like rev up to like 5 grand, and then just go all the way back down.
I mean, let's be real. If you handed me the car, you know that's what I would do too. But from an outside perspective, and I'm glad Sam Seen Through Glass is actually not on right now because he would probably be defending the F-Type a little bit. Right?
My favorite video of his is the one that they did when they got the exhaust on the car, and it's driving through the woods, and you can no longer hear the exhaust, but every time he lets off, you hear. Someone wants to know why Jerry's not releasing videos anymore.
Ooh.
Oh.
Shots fired.
He wasn't ready.
Somebody just drove an F-Type V8 and lifted and fired some shots at Jerry.
Hey, you know, I mean, I've been gearing up towards that. I got some footage right now from the New York City trip that we got that I've been editing. But you know, I've been kind of taking it easy over the cold months. Over here in Rhode Island, it just sucks to really do a lot of things. But I'm gearing up to drop some footage on
We knew that was coming.
There it is, man. There it is. There it is, man. Yo, I just want to go ahead and say that I got the footage the footage wrapped up from New York City. I was looking at it. I am like prepared to drop some fire.
Nice. Bring it.
Well, listen,
I was listening to tracks the other day, and I got the perfect track. Like, you know when you get that perfect song track?
Yeah.
You just know you're just gonna like. I mean, that's what I kind of do.
I found a copyright claim on it.
Honestly, when it's the right track, I don't even care. I don't even care. That's it. Send it. Give me the strike.
That's the spirit.
Gotta do it for the art, man.
You gotta do it for the art, man. That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah. I get you, Jerry.
All right, Jimmy's been really patient here. Doctor, will the 991.2 GT3 with manual be revealed in Geneva?
You know, let me say this. I don't have any direct personal knowledge. I haven't seen that. It'll be really interesting. I don't know. I haven't seen anything. We're going to be there on press day. So we have, in fact, there is pre-press day, which we have passes to. So tomorrow afternoon, I think from 2 to 5, we get to go in. And so Alex and I are going to go in and kind of see what's there. There's still going to be a lot of, you know, drapes and stuff up hiding some things, but I'll let you know if I see anything there. I'm not so sure. I'm not sure what we'll be able to record. But
quick question on that. I just started thinking about this because I know Porsche, you know, they're still dropping their manual gearboxes, which is awesome, right? It's so cool that they're still doing that, right? What if Lamborghini dropped a manual gearbox? Like, what if? Like, obviously, it's not. It will never be as fast as.
Yeah. What they should do is drop a manual gearbox, and in a limited edition, limited production car.
Like about
why do I say that? Because listen, and it's true across the board. It's not just Lamborghini. It's Ferrari. It's all of them. Right? You're never going to get a manual in a McLaren anytime soon, right? They've all dropped it because here's the problem. The R&D to develop both a manual and a, you know, F1 or whatever you want to call it transmission is pretty damn expensive. And the worst part is the consumers are the ones are at fault, right? Because when they gave you both options, what did people do? They didn't buy the manual.
Automatic.
And they bought the automatic. So what I would say, if anything's going to happen, and any manufacturer, this is what happened with Porsche, right? The 911R, you know, they dropped it. Now the premiums on those. I mean, again, limited production run, manual. You can't, if you are as a loyal Porsche customer wanted to go get one, you're paying big premiums just to get it.
For sure, for sure. Interesting.
I don't think JR Garage is 18 yet, so we can't expose him.
Yeah, we have to wait. He's got a little bit of time. We've got a clock, though. We're waiting for it.
This is getting dicey.
Yeah, seriously. What do you think about the Lotus Evora? Honestly, Lotuses don't really do it for me in general.
I'll take it at least. I
had an Evora pass me hard in Manhattan the other day when I was driving home, and I was pretty impressed. I mean, look, it's still an exotic looking car. When it blows by you on the street, it's impressive. It's just not where my money would go.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
I would buy an Elise and put a massive turbo on it.
No, I'd buy an Elise, dump that Celica motor, and then put a K20 in there with a big old.
Yeah, I would take an Elise, man. Nowadays, you can find them so cheap, you know.
That would actually. How much can you find an Elise for? I'm gonna go on cars.
For like $30 for the rest of their lives. They have bottomed out. You know, the least you'll get one for is 25, but 30 grand is usually like that's how much an Elise costs.
That's what I'm saying. You get it for like 30 grand.
Yep.
And you never have to maintain it ever.
I mean, you're shoulder to shoulder with your passenger, but
if you break a mirror, you're out $3 grand. It's like trying to get parts for those are really annoying.
It is, and the problem is this, and this happened to one of my buddies. You know, one, because trying to get, if you damage the clamshell at all, you're screwed. You're screwed. You can't get. But on the other hand, I mean, they're not falling in prices. In fact, when they went out of production, they actually started creeping up in price because still it's still a relatively, you know, it's an entry level. Now it's not a super sports car, but it's an exotic car.
Yeah, it's an entry exotic, but the problem is it's a $30,000 exotic that you have to treat like a $100,000 exotic.
Very true. Yeah.
Things get rough.
I know, we're not talking about the Hennessy Venom now, right?
$1.2 million. Really?
Fun fact: the choice. I just searched Lotus Elises in the whole country, and the top Lotus Elise for sale is 1.25. It's a Hennessy Venom.
Yeah, and it's not worth a dime over 40,000. I'm gonna say that.
Now, all right, I see people saying like Camry engine for the Evora. Don't get too hasty here because don't forget that the Noble M400 was a Ford Escape V6 with a couple of turbos strapped onto it. So there are some cars that you love that still have some kind of lame heritage.
100,000.
We kind of skipped by it, but the Giulia.
Oh, all right. You're right. People are crapping on the interior.
Ferrari, man.
Finally, we have a car that is not a Ferrari that has
That is Ferrari. That is a Ferrari.
I like it. They're not attached to the wheel. This is exciting for me. I want to drive. I want to have fun.
I want to drive the Giulia for sure.
I feel like if you drive the Giulia, it's going to be a letdown.
What?
You think?
I think that looks so good. There's no way.
I thought that was the compromise between me and you. I get to have M3 performance, and you get to have turbos. So is that not what you want?
I would pick up the Giulia as the ultimate dad car right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So this is how I think about the Giulia is this. One, and I mean that's how they've sort of positioned the car, and they've said, well, this is an M5 killer. And they literally said this is an M5 killer.
They did, yeah.
All the reviews that I've seen, it's good, but I don't think it's an M5 killer. But I think if you want a car with a name, with really good performance, with an amazing interior, and just looks, it's on par. Now, the last I heard about this is that the U.S. wasn't going to get the manual gearbox. Is that true?
Wow. Yeah, no, I didn't know that. I mean,
I
didn't know that, but I would believe it because, you know, that was one of those U.S. things that we all hate.
Yeah.
I think that's too niche. I think that's too risky for them. I don't blame them for not doing it. I mean, yeah, I'd like to see the manual, but if I were their marketing department and now we're actually making the decisions, I wouldn't bring the manual to the U.S. either.
The Americans just don't.
We get all the crappy cars. I think that's what it is.
They haven't made their place yet. Like it took Fiat a while to kind of get their foot in the door, and Alfa's in that position right now. Because if the if the Giulia doesn't sell in the U.S., Alfa's out. That's it.
Yeah.
They're not coming back for another decade.
Yeah.
Or more.
Honestly, I think it will. I think it'll do a good job. BMW has been in the game for such a long time. It's a direct competitor. You know, I think you'll see a lot more Giulias in the street just for the simple fact that you'll be standing apart from the crowd, man. You know?
I was going to say, if I had to choose between an M5 or a Giulia, my money's going to the Giulia all day long just because the M5 is so boring.
Well, and the M5
you hear that, Tedward?
No, it's okay. The F10 M5, I agree with this 100% because I think.
Whoa.
This is from an M5 owner.
What? One thing I will tell you this. I mean, it was a big ass saloon. I will agree. But I will tell you this. And I've always been the kind of person that when they went to turbos on the M cars, I'm like, this is the end of it. It's over, blah, blah, blah. And I had the X6M. Worst yet was they had it in an SUV, and I'm like, what the hell is Motorsport doing, right? M Division. And then you drove the car, and you're like, holy crap. The F10, the M5 was big. It's definitely big, and you could feel its weight. But I will tell you, that car performed, and you could drive. I drove that car 12 hours when I took European delivery and was driving around with Danny and Vlad. I never felt exhausted in that car. You can drive that car forever, and you can drive it hard forever.
I think as an 80 to 160 car, the F10 M5 is amazing. What I don't like about it is that, and this is why you see AMG going all-wheel drive, is you can't put that much torque in a rear-wheel drive car that's 5,000 pounds and expect it not to just dance all over the place. Like if you really
part of the fun. That's part of the fun, my friend.
It is, but it's not as there's something about it, and I know that's coming from me. Like that's my whole jam. I love driving sideways, but I like driving cars that I like. I don't want to do it from 1,200 RPM. That just seems a little silly.
Hey, I will co-sign. Tedward does like driving sideways. I tossed him the keys to my Z4, and this guy was ripping it.
Doctor had some fun in the passenger seat.
Hey, so I thought I saw a question there. So paddle shift on the steering wheel or on the column? What do you guys think?
Column.
Column, baby.
I say column. Yeah, man. Nothing beats the column.
So I'll tell you why. The M3 has it on the steering wheel, and when I go to turn in, right? Let's say I'm going to take a hard turn. I have my hands still at 9 and 3, but the paddles are here and here. So there's times when I'm in a corner and I need to upshift, and I'd either have to remove my hand to shift it, or it'd have to come down here. But with a column, your hands, if they're always within this realm and you're not crossed up, you're going to be able to reach them. So
well, not only that, if you're since you like going sideways, if you're drifting or anything like that, when the car is you don't know what's up, what's down, and you're fiddling. So the proper way to have the shifters are on the column consistently. Not on the wheel.
Because then you get the bigger shifters.
Yeah.
My favorite kind of shift paddles are the ones where it has 3 pedals on the floor and you go like this.
Okay, Eli.
Fair enough.
But if I had to choose, I like column mounted, but I don't mind steering wheel mounted. If you're just, I mean,
well, because
be in the gear that you need to be in before you turn.
We've got these like 8 boxes, man. It's like sometimes those gears are short.
That's true. I want to go back to the F10 M5 real quick because it was in yours, Cody, and it pulled like a freight train. That car is fast, but here's the thing: if I had to choose between Julia and M5, I would go Julia because it looks better. And if I had to choose based off of performance, I would buy an RS7.
Ooh.
No, I'm gonna have to correct that for you. Screw the RS7. You would get. You could say I would get an RS6. The RS7 is okay, but it's like RS6. Get it into your head. RS6.
Man, are we?
Hold on. Because we don't have the we don't have the wagon in the U.S., man.
I know, but Eli, if you want it that much, you can get it on the gray market. I know you, man.
Okay, true.
Listen, I know a guy that knows a guy, okay?
There you go. That's all it takes.
Somebody said expose Parker. I think Rob Dom took care of that for us, so no worries there.
Yeah.
Doc M3, how can you handle the blinkers in the Huracan?
You know, you get used to it. Well, it's if you've ever ridden a motorcycle, and I have, I just don't like them for lots of reasons. That's what you do. That's exactly what it is. I mean, at first, when I first got it, I kept, because the 458 had right and left, they were separated. I would, and on the Huracan, it's just one. It's left and right and push down to cancel. And the right-hand side is for the windshield wipers. You wouldn't believe the number of times when I'm turning right, when I would turn the wipers on. It would drive me nuts.
I actually did that once in your car. I actually did that once. Now I'm gonna just add to that, as a person who doesn't own a Huracan but has driven one. You just get used to not using blinkers.
Well, see, okay, here's the deal. Jerry drives a BMW, so he's used to not using blinkers.
Ooh, damn.
Shots fired, man.
As a normal person driver who has consideration for other people on the road, I did think it was a little weird, the little flappy top.
It was weird. It was odd, you know. But you know, you hit the nail on the head. You know, it is like riding a motorcycle. If you're used to that, you know, it's in the same functions. But like if you're turning, again, it's weird. It's like, okay, which one's left, which one's right, you know? But
also, coming from the 458 to the Huracan, having driven the 458 as well, I think the 458 system is a little better, where it's like, okay, I'm turning right side of the steering wheel. I'm turning left side of the steering wheel. Like, that just makes sense.
All right, before we go on, there is a question that I think we missed by Big Flow 972 about what am I going to do with the M6? I'm keeping that bad boy. That is the last of the naturally aspirated V10s from BMW, I think, for a while, if not forever. And for me, you know, I'm not even going to modify that car at all, that engine. I think I like it the way it is. I wish it had low down, it had a little bit more torque. But every time I've driven that car, and you know, a bunch of you guys have too as well, tell me that it just isn't. It's a freaking awesome car to drive.
Yeah, you know, I just want to add that, like, me and Eli went out to go grab it one night, and that That thing is, I love it, right? But the big question I keep having is that why are they so affordable, man? Why are they so cheap? Why are they reducing?
You know why? Because they're a gas guzzler. I mean, if you have to just put that aside. Remember, this is the market. If you look at the market segment it was for, right?
Yeah.
And you look that V10, you got 10 to 12. If you were driving it the way you should, and if you drive it really hard, you're getting 8.
Oh,
and that's
if you're driving like Eli, yeah,
it's a very expensive car to operate.
Yeah. Also, SMG is not reliable whatsoever, and it's about 8 to 10 grand to replace that transmission.
No, not 8 to 10. No.
Is it like 14?
It's 20. Nope, it is 20,000. I know this. You know how I know this? Not because mine was bad, but when my car was just about to go out of warranty, this is my BMW dealership. I love them to death. They took it down and said, we see 1 drop of oil. It's probably nothing, but we're going to order you a new transmission. And I'm like, what? They're like, yes. $20,000 was the SMG, that's dab it right. That dab right. 20 grand for the transmission on that thing. 20 grand.
Damn,
I was like,
man.
thank you, Jesus.
Damn.
Also, the manual M5, M6s are garbage because the gears are a little bit longer, and that car doesn't make power until like 7 grand.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. Luckily, that car, the S60, the S85 has a lot more torque than like the like my M3.
That's right.
That's why I think, like, when people ask me, like, why didn't you get a manual M3? I honestly think the DCT suits the car better. And you know what? I'll argue for manuals all day long, but that engine, to keep it in power, it's like, oh my, you need to just rev the nuts off of it and keep it up there.
Yeah, and that's interesting too. So if you remember, the M5 and M6, when they were first introduced, were SMG only. And they did that because people weren't buying the manuals. Now here's the deal. Here's interesting. It was a little weird experiment they did anyway, but at the end of the day, they went back, they caved, and they gave, in the last 2 years or so, gave the US market, not even Europe that had this option, a manual option. And here was the problem. They retro-engineered it. And it was never the same. It didn't perform like the SMG because the gearbox was never designed for that engine in the first place. And so the manual, even though people asked for them, was crappy, certainly compared to what they would have expected from a BMW.
wait, you don't expect crappy from a BMW?
No, we expect it from Volkswagen.
It does a lot for coming from a guy who has 3 of them in his garage.
True.
Well, that's right, but I only prefer to buy the really ridiculously expensive Volkswagens, and you know.
So you're buying expensive crap instead of regular crap?
Well, listen, if you're gonna do it, you might as well go. If you're gonna buy the crappy stuff, get the expensive crappy stuff.
Is the NSX worth the money? Absolutely not.
No.
No.
Wait.
Let's put it this way.
The new one or the old one? Because I'll take an old one.
Oh,
Sure.
The old ones look really good, slammed with some nice wheels on them.
well, listen, let's put it this way. We configured a new NSX, right? Fully loaded the thing. It was $235, almost $240,000. That's the base price of an Huracan coupe. Now, let me ask you this: would you take an Huracan? Would you take a Lambo, or would you take an Acura?
I'd save myself 50 grand and get a 911 Turbo S.
There you go.
Those cars don't have soul, though.
Oh, but they're little baby Bugattis, baby.
Yeah, they really don't have soul.
Somebody asked, will Ferrari and McLaren release Nürburgring lap times? I would bet every dollar I make for the rest of my life that those will never.
Lamborghini did? Hell no.
No.
Hell no.
Unless it gets leaked by a driver who happened to time it on his Timex, then no.
Ferrari's probably going to roll back their Nürburgring lap times. So.
What's that?
Ferrari's probably just going to roll back their Nürburgring.
Oh, man. I mean, I know they know a thing.
They're just firing shots left and right. Nobody is sacred tonight.
That was
Every
so topical.
manufacturer is just
Good bet, Eli.
IgntitionTUBE exposes Ferrari.
Yeah, Ferrari exposed.
Ferrari exposed.
Hey, Chris Harris did that years ago.
Yeah.
Do you think the McLaren and BMW partnership could potentially lead to a hypercar?
A hyper lame car. Oh wait.
Oh,
no, I don't know.
No, wait. Remember, they've got. Listen, was the F1 a lame car?
No, but those were the glory days, man. Now we're trying to.
Glory days are over.
So, do you think that the best days of these companies are behind them?
No. I disagree.
I hope so, because if they are, then my BMWs are going to appreciate.
Oh, well, that's true. This is true.
I disagree, man, because you see, you got the P1, man. Honestly, I know the 720 is coming out, but the P1, I'd like to see the next gen P1, man.
Yeah. Well,
I'm excited.
Don't worry about it. The next gen P1 is coming soon, only to destroy the value for the P1 owner.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's a McLaren, so of course.
Nobody appreciates a McLaren like McLaren.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. It is really sad. As much as I would honestly have seriously considered acquiring one, but even if I was going to do it, I'd literally go back to the 12C and do like an MSO. But even right now is not the right time to even do their oldest car, because you're still taking a hit on it, 5-6 years later, which is ridiculous.
It's all about the life cycle, man. You got to extend that life cycle.
I'm excited about the Toyota BMW partnership with the Supra. I know it's going to be like a Z4-ish thing, but I think it's going to be telling about what we're going to get in the future. No, it might be garbage. You might be totally right.
Hey, nothing's wrong with Z4s, man.
No, it really might be a giant steaming pile of crap, but it might not be.
And those body lines, though.
It might give us that narrative, steaming pile of crap, man.
It could be bad. I mean, I don't know anything about it yet. If it's just another BRZ, then it's going to be really depressing. But if it's not just a BRZ with standard leather, then I think it's going to be pretty sweet.
I thought it would be like more of a Porsche comparison than a BRZ comparison.
I hope it ends up being like a cool thing to compete with the Cayman.
Okay,
that's what I want it to be. I don't know if it will.
Like in the 50, 60K range, right on there.
I'm hoping it starts around 45, 48, and then you can option them out and whatever. But like, it would be amazing if you could get like a new whatever the Supra is going to be for 48, rather than a used Cayman. Right? That would be. I think that's the dream. But I don't know. I have no idea what the segment's going to look like.
Yeah. Well, you know what though? To some extent, I think all of us are hoping that these collaboration between these companies produce something amazing. If you just think about some of these collaborations that have happened between companies that were unusual partners back in the day, they've produced amazing cars. And I think a lot of us are hoping that that translates again today, but I think we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah.
All right. Someone says Toyota promised no more boring cars. That would mean they literally have to discontinue their entire current lineup.
Yeah. That is
the most,
man.
Yeah.
Down, boy, down, Eli.
That includes the GT86.
Look, I like the GT86 when it's got a supercharger strapped onto it, but honestly, when I first drove it, like the year it came out, it did not blow my mind. I thought that thing was gonna sell me, but I'll tell you, I've had more fun in 94 Miatas than I have in BRZs. So
here's my issue with the BRZ is that, well, first of all, every owner of a BRZ thinks they're the most insane, fast, greatest handling cars in the world, and they just aren't. It's just not what it is. Second, in order to do that supercharging thing and stuff like that, you literally need to dump like $6 to $8 grand into a car to make 300 wheel horsepower. Now, and I know it's not the same platform, but with a new GTI, you can get a downpipe and a stage 2 tune and make more than that.
Let me put position.
Biased.
When I see a 90, how many 95, 94 Miatas do you see out there? A lot. and they're in good shape. It was a quality car. Yeah. I've seen FRSs, BRZs, GT86s come out 2 years after brand new, and they're rusted, they're falling apart, they're squeaky. Yeah. So say what you want about those Miata guys, but those were a quality build. Those are good cars.
I'm just not sold on the Miata either because I hate popular cars. I just like doing different things than what the public is doing.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I assume, Eli, that you hate the new Spider, the Fiat.
Okay, so here's my thing. I think the new Miata is really good looking, and I think the new Fiat is a just rip off Miata.
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a collaboration. That's.
But you can't drift a GTI. Yeah, you can. Have you ever heard of lunch trays?
I think everybody needs to learn a marketing lesson from the GT86. That car was the reason why there's fanboys is because they invented them. They told everybody that this is the first real sports car that's come out in years. It was underpowered. People were like, yeah, it's neat, but who cares? But nobody listened. They all listened to the commercialization of the car. So marketing-wise, that car was genius.
There's also nothing on the market right now besides a Miata, which is not marketed at young people. Besides a Miata that can fill that kind of requirement of rear-wheel drive for under $25,000 that's new.
Yeah, but even, I mean, that's the thing, the GT86, like you, honestly, out of pocket, once you're done, it's like 28, 30 grand. It's not cheap. It's like crazy town. Go buy a Fiesta.
Mm-hmm. I would say Fiesta ST or GTI.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to buy a Fiesta ST, buy a Fiesta ST. But if you're going to buy a Focus ST, buy a GTI. That's my opinion. Did you already talked over the maybe fake lap record from the Huracan Performante? Yeah, basically, there's some stuff that you guys don't know that we can't tell you because we're under non-disclosure agreements right now. But when Geneva comes around and the information gets public, you'll understand why it's not fake.
Exactly, yeah. We all seen it at this point, but we are confident that that video is true.
Yeah. Two days. Hold out 2 days. You'll see the evidence. And then you can decide for yourself. I mean, I think they may have to address some things, but I think that it's funny. This is the same argument that happened with the SV, and now nobody actually questions the SV time. It was still shocking that this car that is naturally aspirated, that has had like 200 plus horsepower deficit on its competitor, almost 200 horsepower deficits on its competitor, did as well as it did.
I honestly feel that the performance numbers that Lamborghini is doing on this Performante, I really feel like it's going to change the game on everybody, every manufacturer. It's like cars are going to depreciate because of the performance that is coming out of this car.
Well, I mean, you know what it's going to do? It's going to force all the other guys to sort of step their game up. And if you think about what they did, I can mention the word ALA because that's ALA, by the way. That they developed because they've put this sort of out there already. Once you understand how that tech works, you understand that. Well, again, we're back to the basics, right? It's weight, it's horsepower, but there are other things that are really important in performance and overall performance of a car, that once you see this stuff, what they've done, it's actually going to drive, which is actually good, it's going to drive manufacturers to kind of go back to some fundamentals, because all we've been getting lately, more and more, is bigger horsepower. And I hate to go back to the Hellcat and the Demon as example, is horsepower, and you can have all of that and go fast in a straight line, but if your chassis can't handle all the stresses and the forces on it, your car is crap for performance. Yeah. If you don't upgrade the suspension, this is true of a lot of guys that modify their cars, and they've got great 0 to 60 times, but they can't brake, they can't enter a corner, or they're dead. Right? I think all that sort of stuff, you have to upgrade the rest of the components.
That's why Mustangs have the reputation of the meme today. Mustang, yeah, it's a joke on Mustang people, but really the heart of the Mustang meme is that's what happens when your chassis underperforms your power.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
You know, this reminds me of what Tesla did with just kind of like starting from scratch to make a super efficient electric vehicle. You know, they didn't use a typical automotive gas-powered chassis, you know, to make their electric car. They had to kind of like re-engineer and start from scratch to do that. And that's almost like what Lamborghini is doing. They're going back to the basics and working off of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a little controversy out there because of what you just said, Jerry. So, if you think about it, the C7 Corvette and the Dodge Viper came out. Remember, they were introduced at the same time. The new version, the upgraded version. The Corvette, all new chassis. The Viper, same old chassis, but great new body. Guess what happened? They couldn't sell the Vipers because although it looked great, its performance with the additional power and everything was horrible. It was the old chassis. The thing was all over the place.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden, there had Viper guys, friends of mine too, who are Viper guys, lifelong, right? For as long as they made them. The guy who had the first generation, had every single generation since, jumped from a Viper into a Corvette. And you know those guys don't see eye to eye at all. Yeah. Well, that's a perfect example of where the components really make a difference.
Wow. Yeah, you can't just change a few body parts and slap a few horsepower in there and expect a whole different car.
Yeah.
So there are 53 people watching right now. I think all 53 of them should comment on whether or not Tedward should get an exhaust for the M3.
Oh.
So there should be 54 now. 54 yeses coming through in the next like 5 seconds. If you tell Tedward that he shouldn't get an exhaust for M3, you're wrong. I'm just saying.
I would definitely. It depends on how long Tedward's keeping his M3, but I would definitely co-sign.
Oh, here we go.
Here it comes. So what I want to say is there's some things coming in the works in the next couple of months. And I need you guys to do me a big favor. Go subscribe to the Tedward channel, and you'll find out what's going on.
There you go.
Shameless
Tom, can we make a video installing your exhaust at Pound's house?
Pound is not allowed to install my exhaust.
Why is he not allowed to? It's exhaust install. He's not welding anything.
His resume includes Alex Weishause's Focus ST, so
it also includes an entire turbo E36.
That's true. That's true.
All right, let's do this.
Don't sound good regardless. Oh, shots fired. People who don't
do this.
They're either deaf or they hate cars. I don't know, man.
All right, let's do this. There are a couple of questions that we sort of missed back here. So somebody asked a question about Evo. There it is. Kevin Taylor.
Yeah,
did you guys cover
David
that one?
made a whole video on that.
Yeah. What do you think about stopping the production of the Evo?
I mean, I'm sad because I like competition, but I'm never like a Mitsubishi guy. I don't care. I mean, it does not impact my life. I didn't even know. So.
I honestly could not care less. Because Japanese cars just don't do it for me in general.
Wow. Okay. Well, as a Japanese, fan, it is kind of sad that Evo won't be stepping up to the plate for competition with STI. Yep. STI and Evo has had that reputation of kind of going back and forth with each other. But it's kind of one of those things where they'll become great collectors for a few years, and then they'll bring them back one day.
Here's the challenge: name 4 other Mitsubishis.
The Outlander
that are in production today.
Oh, well, I learned this from David's video.
Oh.
They turned the Eclipse into an SUV.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's
slower, I should say, still.
The Outlander, the Mirage,
the Eclipse,
and the Lancer.
I know. Didn't they have the Diamante too as well?
Oh God.
Yeah, way back.
Oh gosh. Now I'm thinking back at Mitsubishi. I don't know about their business plan here. Gosh, dude, it's bad. It's bad.
This is a reply to the Tedward exhaust comment. Someone said, "When are you going to put an exhaust on the GTI?" 3.5 years ago is my answer.
That tractor, though.
Yeah, dude. F80 M3 or F82 M4. Sedans do it for me, but I wouldn't buy either.
All-day M3. The four-door looks so much better. So much better.
I actually like the lines of the coupe. I like the M4. I hate the name because frankly, that's to me will always be the M3.
Yeah.
But okay, fine, whatever. But
4 doors for more horse.
Mikey, at least Evos don't have the Z cough STI. I like that.
So with coupes, Tedward, I don't want to come at your neck, but the back seats are so useless,
No, you're 100% right. Look, I'm a Craigslist person. You know what I mean? Like I see the right deal, and I'm like, ooh, I wonder if I can get a better deal, and then I do. So that's how I end up with a car.
Yeah, I like it.
I never spec out a car and think, ooh, this is the way it's got to be. I'm like, could I live with that color? Like, yep, done. I'm buying it.
I was this close to getting that M3 too, man. I'm so with you. I just couldn't do the seats. Actually,
Eli, aren't you gonna get an E46 M3 or something like that?
No.
Ooh.
46.
Ooh.
I agree. I love driving them, but I'll never own one. I can't afford them. It's ridiculous.
You know what Dr. M3's first M car was, right?
See, the E30.
E46.
Oh, the E46 M3.
E46 M3 was. I have a special thing for that car. In fact, you've heard me say it. I'm honestly looking for it. So, folks who are in the live stream, looking for an E46 M3 with under 75,000 miles. It's gotta be white, so Alpine white, silver gray metallic, interlagos blue, but it must have one of these two colors interiors. It's gotta be cinnamon or red. Those two, otherwise, yes. Right behind you, Tom.
Oh, red, man. You gotta get the red.
I like
Although Simon's BMW with the cinnamon interior. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
I just think E46s fit like a glove. Like when you put me in an E46, it's like I'm in like a nice suit. Like I'm like, okay, I know that I can reach for things and I can move and I'm not gonna rip it. Like I know that I can just dance around that car and enjoy myself.
You know what? I'll take a classic E30, man. I think an E30 belongs in my driveway. Seriously. Doesn't have to be M. I'll take a regular E30.
So on the list of cars that Dr. M3 wants to own, and I know this because we've gone over it so many times, he wants a clean E30 M3. He wants a clean E46 M3. He wants a clean 2008 Volkswagen R32. And that's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
He wants Gallardo, Super Trofeo Stradale, and white. What else is there on the list? I'm the guy that wants an SV. You don't want an SV, I don't think.
No, you're good. You can have that. That's it. That's my wish list, man.
That's all he's asking for. It's not much.
So everybody go hunting. There's 44 people watching. Everybody should go hunting for Dr. M3's cars.
All right, boys, real fast. I'm going to have to sign off.
Okay.
Bye, Jerry.
It's been a pleasure. Let's do this again sometimes. Guys, all 45 of you guys, nice meeting you guys. My name is Jerry Batista again. Catch me on my YouTube channel. It's a little dormant right now, but it's going to be picking up.
He's got some fun. Go subscribe to Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry. Go subscribe to Jerry.
There was a Mustang passing by my house. I couldn't hear you.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Oh, I hear screams.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. All right, guys. Hey, we'll catch you later, man. Peace out.
All right. Sounds good.
Peugeot or Opel? Oh, man, those are not great choices.
All right, now that guy's gone, what's up, Wakar?
Wakwar H.
What's going on? Get you one here in Zurich. Yeah, you could have a car in Germany.
What was that? The M3 CSL?
Or probably just a BMW or a nice car to have over in Europe that you could drive around.
Eli, why don't you have a nice car in Europe?
Because I don't like flying.
Oh, that's true. That we have to make a video just on that alone.
Eli's anxiety, episode
Oh.
1, flying.
Tom, Eli loves to fly, especially in small turboprop planes with the and he loves to sit right at the propellers to look out the windows to see these things spin.
But to be completely honest, to be completely honest, the propellers don't bother me. Like I could sit next to those all day. It's just the fact that it's a propeller plane that bothers me.
Nick Murray told me that when I come down there, he's like, you know what, we'll do the car thing, but I really want to take you up in a helicopter. And I'm like, now we're going to have to get Eli in a helicopter.
Oh, no. No.
Right.
People keep asking about our favorite fast wagons. I think we all agree that it's the RS6. And if Tom
RS6 Avant, RS6 Avant, hands down. What we don't get in the I've seen so many of them here. I'm serious. I've been caught walking backwards, looking at them as I pass them. They're just amazing.
I'm gonna make a leap, and I'm gonna say it's not out yet, but I'm gonna say my favorite wagon is gonna be the Panamera Turbo S wagon because
the Sport Brake, yes, whatever they're gonna call it, whatever. That looks great. I don't know why they waited this long to make that car or talk about making it.
The reason that you should buy an RS6 over the Panamumu is, and it's 2 words, and it's a paint color. It's called Merlin Purple.
Oh.
All right, that's pretty good. That's a good argument.
I agree.
Have you thought about it?
By the way, if Alex was here, he would have creamed his pants just purple. Anything purple?
If somebody wants to get me a sponsorship for these pretzels, I greatly appreciate it. They're delicious.
Thanks, Tom. That's a copyright strike.
Yeah, the logo. You can't do that. If someone wants to get me a sponsorship for Take 5 bars, please.
I've got a BMW above me at all times, man.
That's your angel. That's what's, keeping you going.
R32 GTI or Golf R. I'm gonna be honest. I probably would go Mark 6 Golf R. The new Golf R is faster, but doesn't really do. The Mark 7s don't really do it for me.
What is it? What is it about it that Eli that don't do it for you?
So this is really hard to describe for me, and I've tried to say it on my live streams and over. I can't type it for sure, but basically when I'm driving my car, that's what I've learned what a GTI feels like. That's in my mind. That is a GTI, and that is the pure in my personal opinion, and I've driven a lot of other ones. The Mark 5 is the best GTI.
Yeah, it's
not the purest, but it's the best all around GTI. The Mark 7 is just such a big step away from that formula for GT. I don't know. It doesn't have the fun in it anymore. It's too good. Like it needs like a little quirk here and there, and it doesn't have those.
Okay.
I'd say no on the Maserati Ghibli, Alex, because I'm not a huge fan of the car, but regardless, that's just a taste thing. That's opinion. I think they just depreciate like rocks. So I think you're gonna take a huge loss on the car. So who cares? Like buy a Quattroporte that's 2 years old and spend $25,000.
So I'm saying the Focus RS would be better than the Golf R. No, I think the Focus RS is really boring, actually. I
haven't driven it yet. I gotta drive one, but I don't think it lived up to the hype. But it's not saying it's a bad car. It's just that I think Ford goes crazy on marketing, right? Like they do these bananas things, and I just think they went a little crazy. Jock MLTV E3325i BMW wagon, fantastic. I actually saw a right-hand drive one when I was at Watkins Glen at the race. You can go check out that video because I totally put that car in there.
Wait a minute. There's a question here. Oh, there was one question I saw I didn't answer yet. Was about, did I miss the Twin Turbo Gallardo? Absolutely, yes. Love that car. Never brought it back to Pittsburgh, unfortunately.
That's what you need to send the red car out for.
Yeah, I know, right? I probably really should.
Or the VF Engineering Supercharged kit. It seems like everybody's doing
VF
that.
Engineering is nice because it's reversible and it's pretty easy and that stuff. Somebody asked about, what was that? I just saw one other one. Where is it? Oh, the Urus. The Urus goes into production April. April is when the demo cars get sent out, and the delivery cars are probably the summer. So the SUVs are coming, and they anticipate that US will be the biggest market.
Why would you buy an Urus over a Bentayga?
Well, good question. I actually don't know. I think it's definitely more sporty. The Bentayga is a big people hauler, and if you look at their market segmentation, this is going to appeal to the people who want a true ultra luxury SUV in the Bentayga.
Yeah.
Whereas the Lamborghini is a little bit, it's not a little bit, is a bit more hardcore. It's not as soft. Even just looking at the design, it's more an aggressive, this is not what you're going to take to your evening out at the opera and, then some. This is different. I still don't know what I like the SUV. I'm not so sure that this should have been their third model line. I mean, if anything, I would have said do the Estoque, which I thought was pretty nice, but I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that car was cool.
Yeah.
I was hyped on that when they first started releasing previews of that.
Yeah.
Levante looks lame. I don't like it. It's just a big grill attached to an enormous thing. The Bentayga is not my style, but oh my God, would it be comfortable? And I would feel like such a baller buying one for my mother. Can't do that. F-Pace, cool, but not that exciting. The Macan, that's the car.
Yep, it is. I'm not a big Porsche guy, but the Macan is the answer at all.
The Macan is the right size. I mean, the Cayenne is... They're good. They've never really done it for me, but I think the Macan is the right size. The Macan Turbo, by the way. The other in the line are just kind of like meh.
I think the S is a good car, though.
What's that?
The S is a good car.
Yeah.
What put me onto the Macan was doing launch control in a Macan in the Turbo S. That kind of got me like, oh, hey, this is pretty cool. And then when you hear that someone went out on the highway with a full bolt-on SQ5. Both are friends of mine. And the Macan walks away from the full bolt-on SQ5. Then you really realize, oh, there's something special going on here.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, oh, shoot, I missed it. I thought I was going to remember as I was. Oh, somebody said, did you guys hear about the Bugatti Chiron deliveries being delayed? God, Alex Weber, I wish that was a problem in my life, that bothered me, but I'm not wealthy enough for that to be a problem.
First world problems. In fact, on Tuesday night, it's a private event. I'm not invited, but we're going to kind of semi-crash the party anyway. They're unveiling in Geneva here at a Bentley dealership, now a Bugatti dealership. They have a black with blue carbon accents. It's beautiful. I've seen the pictures. And the Veyron owners are all driving in. A lot of them are driving in for this event. So needless to say, we're going to see probably a dozen Veyrons of all different vintages driving in to pay homage to the new king on the block, kid on the block. So we're gonna go see it.
You see Jacques' comment?
No, what did Jack say?
You said my name. Rest in peace, my life. I'm crying.
That's awesome.
Here's to you, Jacques. Actually, okay, I'm gonna go back and say my favorite wagon that you can buy in the U.S. because we can't buy the RS6 is the CTS-V wagon. And I don't think the E63S is cooler than it's a better car, but I don't think it's cooler than a blown LS V8 that just is gonna just destroy tires wherever you go, and there's no option to not destroy tires.
Yeah.
R, I don't know. 911R, I like it. I'm like, but I think it doesn't have this impressive appearance. It's got some stripes, and that's neat. There's a lot of tech in it, and that's cool. But like, there's just something about it. I can't justify the price tag on that car.
Isn't that what Porsche is, though? They all just look like Beetles, but they're all.
Oh man, you listen, Tom. You just set that one up. You just set it up.
I heard them all, man. I'm ready to go. Cody, you gonna meet up with Shmi and the Stratman?
Yes, I've been in touch with both of them. Tim's coming in, I think, tomorrow. And James, I've been in touch with him. He was up in where was James? He was in Zurich. He was in Zurich and north of Zurich with these guys chasing down Agaras and all that sort of stuff. So he gets in, I think, tonight or tomorrow. So we'll all be there for press day. And we're gonna try to do some collaboration with a bunch of the guys. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
My memorial service will take place at Vehicle Virgins.
Oh my god!
Unbelievable!
Oh my god! Oh boy!
What was I gonna say before this? Oh, I meant to ask you this: did the Ford GT that you saw?
Yeah.
Did it sound like it was misfiring, or was
yes,
that?
Yes, it did. It did. And I was just. But by the way, you guys know this. By the way, and Tom said this, but I will tell you this. You guys know this. This is one of the reasons why I don't know why they chose an EcoBoost 6 to put in the damn. This is another example of a car where its looks it doesn't match with. When we talked about the exhaust before, the exhaust on this sounds amazing, but the powertrain, why?
Makes no.
It makes no freaking sense. And they marketed this was going to be the most powerful, economic, blah blah. It's not even that right now. And this car has had engine trouble, even with the track cars. And of course, that technology comes over into the production cars. This car is right off the truck. And last year, when we were here, we heard the same thing, you know, and then I've heard others that didn't have it. So it's not like that's the way the car sounds. This car was misfiring. There's no question.
It sounded like it was on like maybe 4 cylinders too, because it wasn't like a random kind of pop.
Yeah.
It was like a very noticeable like.
I agree. When I passed and I looked at Alex, I'm like, something's wrong.
Okay, so Jimmy, you just brought up exactly what I was going to say. They should have done a flat plane V8 GT350, and they should have gone ham, and they should have put 2 of them together and given us a flat plane 16-cylinder monster.
I think what they
that
should
would
have
fit
done.
the car.
I think what they should have done is kept 1 flat plane in it, but added some boost to the V8 instead of the V6. Because what if you had? Well, I don't know how well that works out. But what if you had an 82,000 or 8,200 RPM plus motor with boost on it? So not only are you spooling by like four or 5, yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
Go boom.
I mean, I'd pay to watch that too, so that's fine.
You'd pay to watch that. No company today, this evening, or this afternoon. No company is sacred. Nothing is sacred on this live stream.
No, it's not, because look, at the end of the day, like we have the cars that we like. We tend to like lean one way or another. But honestly, if we drive something that we're supposed to love and we don't, we're gonna let you know.
That's how YouTube is.
Yeah.
I'd have to be paid so much more to have to care about what I say.
So I think we missed a really good question. Somebody asked about by the way, it's ABT. Some people say ABT. It's not ABT. It's ABT. So, what do you think about the ABT TTRS?
I don't like the TT, man. That car really bothers me.
Really? The TTRS altogether? I mean, Eli is an Audi guy here, so careful. So I'm interested to hear what he says.
I think it does a good 0 to 60, and it was always cool that like the RS was getting out of the hole like a GTR, but then after that I'm like, well, what do I care? They think RS5, and there's not a whole lot else to it.
So I like it, one, because it's the heritage of Audi with the 5-cylinder in it. That's just like, that's how an Audi should be. That's how a top of the line Audi should be. It should have a big turbo 5-cylinder in it. As far as the ABT TTRS goes, honestly couldn't care less. APR made a 600 horsepower one like 4 years ago. Yeah. And that's like a kit from the factory, or virtually from the factory, that you can run all day long, go to the track, drive it home, do whatever you want with it, and it won't blow up. So I mean, app's a little late to the game.
Alpine A110, I think it's really ugly. It reminds me of the what's that French? I don't know. It's very Peugeot. It's very Peugeot of 10 years ago. It's really weird, and I don't know anything about the car, but just looking at a picture of it, it screams sideways front-wheel drive with a bad transmission. I don't know. Doesn't do it for me. It's like you're using a name of a really beautiful car from the days of yore when we were hill climbing in Europe, and now you're gonna go and turn it into the Picasso. You know, it's just like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, here's they say as a first sports car, TTRS or a 987 Cayman.
Cayman, oh my God.
I was just gonna say I don't classify the Cayman as a sports car because 98% of people who drive them are hairdressers.
Yeah, and the TT people aren't?
No, those are women.
No, the Cayman is
I would say the best first sports car.
Yeah.
I'm going to honestly say this is an M car. I think that's the best first sports car.
Really? You would really?
I think yeah, because the thing I don't like about the Cayman is that it doesn't have an LSD, and that is, if you go and look at my video that I posted today, you'll see the Cayman getting out of the hole, and you'll watch traction control come on, and it was basically like watching my open diff 350Z trying to launch. And everything after that is great. At speed, fantastic. But that kind of stuff, unless you get the Cayman R, you do not get a limited slip. Whereas with an M car, you're always going to get a limited slip. You can go spend $8,000 on an E36 M3 and toss the car sideways with a clutch dump. Like, that's fun.
Yeah.
What was I going to say about, M cars. Yeah. I feel like they're just the most well-rounded package on the market. Yeah. Now, that being said, I don't like the new M3, M4 because they sound awful, but I drove one on the track. It was a great car. I've never driven on the track before, and I was perfectly comfortable driving that. I was following Dr. M3. So
the M3, M4 is a really good, like 7.5, 8/10 car. Once you start getting over that, it's a little dicey. And that's where the E92 is a lot more fun around 9/10. You know, it is what it is.
Good luck affording the maintenance cost of an M car. This is very true.
This is very true. That's why it's that was my thing about saying a good, and I mean, because you know, let's face it, there are costs associated with these, and
the E36 in the US isn't bad though, because the E36 M3 in the US isn't bad though, because it doesn't have rear subframe issues. It's hydraulic lifters and throttle body. It's like that's like oil changes.
And the thing about it is too, it's all unlike, I think when you get into the E46 and higher, it becomes a lot harder to work on the cars.
The E46 is just
E36.
Ugh.
E36 was clearly, and obviously anything before it, far easier to, you know, for maintenance, self-maintenance, as opposed to having to take it in.
Yeah, I mean, the E46 is just tricky because you've got mechanical lifters, you've got to do valve adjustments. The rear subframe is inherently weak, which means you have to reinforce it and get it welded. If you do SMG, you're going to have a world of hurt at some point. There's just a lot of little things that go wrong with the E46s. Where an E36 and an E92, while there's a massive price difference between them, the things that go wrong on them are less catastrophic. They're not going to necessarily cost you $10,000 to fix. They're more like, okay, cool, just make sure you're keeping your eyes out for it.
The weirdest thing, and this is totally unrelated, but the weirdest thing about driving your car, Tom, is I'm used to driving, the only non-manual M cars, or the only non-manual BMWs that I've driven have been the M6 that Dr. M3 owns and Chris's M5. So driving your car and having it upshift instantaneously instead of me having to take my foot off the gas and then get back in it like SMG. Weirdest thing. It was so weird.
And you had it on like comfort mode. That was on like, you know, setting 2 or 3.
Yeah, it was on 3.
This thing ripping, it will rip the rear end out of your friggin' ass when you upshift. It's great. I love it.
Go to 100,000 subs, Doctor.
I know. When will it happen?
You just need to turn it up.
I'm predicting December 31st, 2017.
Oh, come on.
Subscribers this whole year?
We can do better than that.
We'll get there.
Maybe TJ will just give you a shout out. Regarding the first sports car,
Eli, you're so wrong.
taxes go way up depending on the size of the engine. That's interesting. Then I would say buy a GTI.
Actually, Mikey T here said an S2000. I actually think that's a great suggestion.
Those held their value. So if you can afford one, scoop it up. It's a fantastic car.
Yeah.
I like the one.
It's a great platform. 9,000 RPM, just awesome car.
The AP1 is, I love the AP1 because it has a higher red line. It's a more racy engine. Yeah. It's a little more skittish. Yeah, it's less planted, which is exciting.
I ran one from a dig at the hangar and beat it.
Yeah, but S2000s aren't fast in a straight line.
They aren't fast, period.
Oh,
Honda. Okay, so when we're done with this, we're gonna go through all the companies Eli himself specifically have torpedoed.
Porsche, BMW, Mercedes. In the comments, I got Audi. Let's see what else. The Toyota with the Supra. Toyota with every single car. Mitsubishi. What else have I destroyed? BMW, I already mentioned that. What else?
He loves the automotive community.
Everybody.
The cars.
You've alienated everyone. Next thing he's gonna get on Twitter and start complaining, about why he should have been the only person invited to the Michelin experience.
Yeah. Oh baby, I like this one. Jake Curry, what were your thoughts on Toyota killing the Scion? So Scion for me was weird because when they first came out, do you remember the first Scion XB commercial? It said Scion by Dutchman. Now Dutchman makes coaches. They make trailers that you tow behind your car to go camping. Yeah. And then they dropped that. They're like, wait. Nobody knows what that means. And they dropped it immediately. There's one commercial.
Yeah.
The whole idea of the Scion was to build your own car. It was supposed to be a blank canvas. And then they just kind of started falling into the normal market. I think killing it off was probably a good idea because I don't think it was going anywhere. They just made rounder toasters at that point, and at that point it didn't matter.
The main issue with Scion, and I think this is what Toyota got around with the 86 by aiming it at car enthusiasts. The main issue with Scion is it was aimed at young people, but young people who aren't car enthusiasts aren't interested in buying cars anymore. They're not interested in driving. They're not interested in anything. So you have a brand that's aimed at a target market where like 3/4 of your demographic is just, it doesn't matter what you tell them. You'd be like, the car is $5. And they'd be like, I don't care. I don't want to drive.
I don't care. I don't want that. And that's actually interesting because that's a huge demographic change that's happening now. So, these cars that are more and more designed with performance orientation in mind is for a smaller, an increasingly smaller segment. It doesn't matter as you go further and further along. They'd much rather jump into an Uber or do ride sharing, zip cars, and these kinds of things. They don't want to own a car. They don't really care. It's you give them a Segway and they're happy. You know what I mean? They don't want to think about that piece altogether. So you're right. I mean, it's really interesting.
I think Mikey T is onto it. Much like Vine, Scion died a long time ago and only decided to accept death in 2016.
So we're going to add Scion now to the list.
I want to say thank you because this live stream, I've been slowly watching my meager subscribership increase.
Excellent. Hey, listen. So here's a question. I don't want to miss this one. It's the Stinger GT. What are our thoughts on it? I will tell you this. So we've been talking about some exotics and hyper and sports cars, but this is actually a good one. I mean, I saw this, what was it, when I was with David 2 years ago. Congratulations. I'm not going to look at mine. You can do that. So, I saw this car with David. This was 3 years ago, David Patterson, when we came to Geneva together. And we were just like, if they build that car or anything close to it, it's going to be a hit. And again, I think we have to wait and see until you hear all the specs and stuff like that. I think they've put some of it out. But I actually like the car. What do you guys think?
That's that Kia thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty sweet, and I love the Koreans because they're the reasons that Toyota and Honda have to keep pushing themselves. Because without Kia, Hyundai, you don't have much coming out of Japan, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I would actually go one step further. If you've sat, right, so Kia and Hyundai, if you sat in the Genesis or the Equus, I am telling you, you said, oh, well, no. But I'm telling you, BMW and Mercedes, look out. 100,000 mile bumper to bumper, full warranty for the whole car. The car, plush leather, everything is standard. All the, stuff that you do a la carte for your other cars, for BMW and Mercedes. And the car actually performs. It's reliable. Unbelievable. So these guys would just better watch out because the Koreans are coming.
Do you remember 5 years ago? I don't know if it was Geneva or New York or LA or what, but there was the new the big Genesis or whatever, like the Equus or whatever.
Yeah. It's now its own brand, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. And so there's a BMW executive who got into it and he started clicking buttons and he just looked at his engineers and goes, "Why does ours make a click and this one doesn't?"
Doesn't. Yes, I remember that. That video went viral. I was
because there was just some kid in the back with an iPhone taping it. It was amazing.
Yep.
That was some good behind the scenes right there.
Oh yeah.
Ideal car expense to income ratio. What?
Yeah, ideal
car expense to income. Oh, I read it as ideal car, expense to income ratio, but it's ideal car expense to income.
Oh, we're the wrong people to ask that question. We will.
Well, no, I would say as far as it, let's say like you're looking to buy a car. And Tom, you've said your logic.
Yeah, all right. So I do a weird, because I spend so much money on cars that like I don't make a lot of money, and because I do that, I have a rule, and because they're toys, typically I buy them cash because I don't want to have any interest on them. And I get it. If you were buying like a Honda Civic to get to work and back and you need a loan, do your thing, right? Do what you need to do. But for me, they're toys. So I can't expect to have that car pay me back. So my rule of thumb is if I have enough cash to buy two, I can have one. So if I have an M5 and it's 20 grand and I have 40,000 in the bank, I get to go buy an M5. And that's kind of the way I do it, just for my own sanity, because otherwise I'd probably find myself getting into trouble and taking out loans on like $100,000, $120,000 cars. And I'd be sitting on a Gallardo, a GT3 and all this stuff. And you guys would be thinking, wow, that's really cool, until I can't eat anymore.
And then a tow truck comes and a nice man takes them away.
Yeah, he's not very nice. The repo
He's not so nice. And his name is like Bubba or,
His name's Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
All right. Question. If you had to pick one car from the 90s to own that isn't the McLaren F1, what would it be?
Oh, well, they ruined it.
Yeah. And I'm sure we're going to get a bunch of comments here.
Well, I want to tell you this. Honestly, I remember this a lot. Wait a minute. So ask the question again. That wasn't a what?
McLaren F1.
Okay. So I would say, and it's weird. I will tell you this. So 2 years ago, when we were in California, we had our buddy. This even happened last year in California. He has an NSX. And that car, we had the 650S, we had my Huracan, and everywhere we went, I kid you not, the NSX had more looks, more like the car was then ahead of its time, its design, what it could do. And if you look at it today, its design, it's still beautiful. I would say the original NSX.
I would go with a Ferrari 550 Maranello with a gated 6-speed. Not the 575. I know a lot of people want the 575, but they messed the suspension tuning on it because the people who had the 550 said it's too harsh.
Oh, typical Ferrari, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and a lot of people are commenting this, F40 or F50 are also 90s cars.
Barely. Those don't count. The F40 came out in 89, right?
87.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's do this. Get rid of the exotics.
Okay.
Let's talk regular cars.
Okay.
Mark IV Supra.
Supra.
Mark IV Supra.
Yeah, 98 Supra would be nice. Let me think. Man, so if you asked me this a while back, like when I was in high school, I would have said like a 3000 GT VR4. That's not the case anymore, but it would have been at some point. So I'll give you that at least. I'll tell you that's what if I was 16 and I was answering this question, it would have been a VR4.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's turn around to our subscribers and the 41 people who are still on. What would you guys say would be a car from the 90s?
Skyline, Miata, Midnight Purple R34 GTR. Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Would you? All right. Here's my question to you guys while they comment in. Would you rather an R32 or R33 GTR or a Mark IV Supra?
I'm
still saying Supra.
Supra. I go Supra. I'm not a huge Skyline guy, and it's not anything against them. I just think I'd have more fun in the Supra.
See, yeah. If I had a Supra, it would have a massive single turbo on it, and I'd probably be dead.
Yeah.
Ooh, 850 Ci for the 90s. That's not a bad one. Blackbird for life.
That's a really good one.
That's creative. Super.
Ooh, RX-7. I forgot about the RX-7.
Show the new Supra at Geneva. No, I don't think I have the new Supra at Geneva, will they? That's not ready yet.
No, it's not going to be here.
That's still.
We'd be surprised. That would be like a showstopper. Like, well, just its presence alone, but yeah, I don't think so.
M3 lightweight, E34 M5. That's a great engine because that's what's in the M1.
Yeah.
Super can't turn. Yeah, that's why you put drag radials and a big turbo on it.
993. Oh, damn it. All right. Pat San.
Oh.
So he totally ruined my life because he's right. 993 turbo. It's still, I was thinking a little more pleb garage than like Porsche and stuff, but that is a great car.
That's a good car.
What generation?
There's always Miata.
What generation Porsche is yours, Tom?
So that's the problem. Right. So a lot of people look at my car and they say it's a 930. It's pre-964, but 930s only represented the turbo model. So mine is a narrow body G body 911. So technically it's just a 911. Okay. But if you want to be like to the populace and you want to just say, you can say it's a 930, but it's not.
Alex Stills' dad has a 930. It's awesome.
He does. It is red.
I like that car. That car, nice. One day, his father came by my house so that I could take rolling shots of the car.
There's an interesting one, an Escort Cosworth.
Yeah, I actually had one. I filmed one at Cars and Coffee, Aliso Vallejo, a few weeks ago out in California.
Yeah.
How about the Taurus Show, Dr. M3?
The what? The Taurus S8. I had one of those. That was my first car. So it's the boxy one, not the egg one. For me, as my first car, it was back then, and a performance had some power to it, and I could take my friends in the car because it had 4 doors. Hey, what the hell?
Was that turbo or no?
The SHO at the time, I don't think was turbo.
I'm looking it up.
No, it wasn't. No,
it wasn't. The first. That's the first gen.
It was a BV V6.
Yes.
Yeah, dual overhead cam V6 based upon the existing Vulcan engine.
Mercedes 190 Evo 2. Yeah, I mean, awesome. But those were 86 or 7, I want to say. I don't know if they made them into the 90s. They might have gone up to 91 or something like that. But
man, that thing must have ripped, Cody. 0 to 60 in 6.6.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the thing that was so fun about that car. That was like, but again, it was a 4-door. It was a big sedan, but it moved.
For a 90s car doing 0 to 60 in 6.6, that thing you must have blown the doors off of a couple people.
Oh yeah. Listen, I will neither confirm or deny that I had incidents.
So that's like me with the GTI right now is you with the Taurus Show.
'87 GNX Grand National. I think there's a weird thing with that car. People are really into them, and there was like that whole thing where they did, what was the name of the documentary? Black Shadow or something like that.
Yeah.
But people just kind of went a little crazy. I think that's a bubble because the values on those cars went crazy about 4 years ago, and they're already. I mean, I don't think they held. They're coming back.
You know, but on the other, I mean, actually, there are American purists that love that car.
Oh, for sure.
And I remember I had friends. I would go to car shows, and all I would hear about the Grand National, and you know, there's an incredible loyal following, and I think they have a meet once a year where they try to bring them from all over the country. I mean, it's real.
Oh, here's a thought. GMC Cyclone.
Oh, is that like the Jimmy that is hyped up? Yeah, I forgot about that.
That was the one that would run with the Ferrari. 0 to 60 in 5.3, quarter mile in 14.1.
Julio, I stand corrected. The 190 Evo 2 was shown in Geneva in 1990, so you can have it if that's your dream 90s car.
What about the, did someone say the 190E Cosworth already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We talked about the real Performante time, not the fake time.
Roadmaster with fake wood. that would be classy in Europe. I would totally.
Hey, listen. One of my neighbors. Oh my God! We'd go on like little road trips with them with their parents. That Roadmaster. Oh, that thing. We would sit. I mean, at this time there wasn't really technically a third row, but you would just be back there anyway. That thing was so. It had such a long overhang from the rear axis. You'd be back there. You'd be bouncing around like a roller coaster. I mean, we'd deliberately go back there. We probably had concussions as kids because you would hit a bump and you'd fly up and you'd hit the glass, and that glass was the worst. It's like this thick. I don't even know if it was tempered. We could have died. But that thing was just horrible. But it was fun. Who knew?
I remember people backing out of the driveways in my neighborhood in like those big wagons, and they would like scrape every time they bottom out on the bumper.
Would you recommend someone starting their own company or working for a company? Depends on the industry. Also depends on your mindset and how much work you're willing to put in.
Yeah, what people, and we say this all the time. Oh, look, what's his name is back. Alex, you may not be able to see him, but he's back there. Anyway,
what's his name? You just call him what's his name?
I'm about, after this live stream is over, I will be beheaded by the Prince of Sweden. So it's good fun knowing you guys, but you know, I'm dead.
What were we talking about?
I have no idea.
What did I say? Oh, own company or working for a company?
Oh yeah, what I was going to say is this. What people sometimes don't see is all the hard work. When you own your own company and we think of it as overnight success, a lot of those people, what you don't see is 5, 10, 15, 20 years of blood, sweat, and tears to get where it is. And I think you have to recognize that if you want to start your own company and you want to be successful at it, I mean, you're going to have to put in some serious time to make it work. And nothing's, you know, quick, and nothing that's durable is quick and fast and dirty. It doesn't exist. If it comes to you quickly and you got there quickly, chances are it will disappear pretty quickly. Right?
Are you sure about that? Maybe you should talk to a certain channel with alliteration in the name.
Oh, geez. Oh,
anyway,
boy.
Someone says, does Alex like Corvettes?
No! Don't make me leave again.
He's been back for like 3 minutes.
That's the reason why he left in the first place. It wasn't to go see the Koenigsegg's.
Alex, did you get any good pictures?
What?
Did you get any good pictures?
Yeah, I got a few, yeah.
You got a few. Did you see Chris?
No.
Oh. It was just sitting out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not just roast out of JR Garage. They have no alliteration in their title.
Yeah, I want you to go to Google and type alliteration and learn.
It starts with an A. ALLITERATION. Alliteration.
Oh, man.
You must have taken one on your phone.
The word of the day is Lamborghini. What's the country of origin? L.
Germany.
Germany.
Borgani. Lamborghini. You spelled
Lemonade
Lamborghini.
makes bank.
What?
He's talking.
There's
I don't know why I'm an engineer. I should just start selling.
Hang on.
There's a picture from Alex.
Nice memes.
How do you spell Alex's Instagram?
AAL.
Automotive.
Oh, it's right there. He just commented.
Oh, he comment. Oh, there he is.
Okay, I
Go
got you.
Corvettes. Go, everybody, go follow him on Instagram. Automotive.
Lemonade Lamborghini.
Lamborghini. You guys are awesome.
Alex, I am now following Automotive.
Yeah.
That is the Tedward endorsement right there.
Doesn't
Man.
get any better than that.
I said go follow Automotive and tell him to buy a Corvette.
No.
Oh, come on. You're ruining his whole night. He's going to wake up to a bunch of DMs tomorrow. It's going to suck.
No. I love all car offers. Want to buy my Corvette?
All right. Go comment. I just did it. You guys should do it too. Go comment on Automotive's most recent picture and say buy a Corvette, please.
Delete my account.
He's gonna delete his account.
You know you can disable comments. You know that?
Ooh,
Yeah, I
no,
do.
you didn't.
You know how I found out you can disable comments? There was a YouTuber recently who just disabled comments.
Oh man. Oh boy.
Woo!
Somebody says, please, Alex, stay. That's Big
Who's
Flow
Alex?
972.
Alex is actually, so funny story, Dr. M3 met Alex when he was in Sweden, and Alex was actually standing next to the throne. Alex is actually the Prince of Sweden, and Dr. M3 actually got to know him through a couple different acquaintances that he has in the royalty of Sweden.
I'm gonna be in so much trouble.
Well, so what you'll notice is Alex has about 33,000 followers, which is surprisingly, you'd think it was more, but that's actually the entire population of Sweden. So it's mandatory that they follow him.
Yeah, so he actually only has a couple actual car people follow him, but it's part of a Swedish law that you have to like the prince's Instagram posts. So
Yeah. If you watch the growth of the channel, it's surprisingly close to the birth rate.
Oh man, so this is what you get for going away. You stay.
No, this is what he gets for coming back. We forgot about him. Now
Oh man.
He's gonna leave again before you know it. Best first. This is a good question. Best first car.
GTI.
I think something front wheel drive that is underpowered is a really good first car. So I agree, GTI.
No, not under. GTI is not underpowered.
Oh man.
Best first car, and I actually have a video. What's the best first car for a car enthusiast? Best first car one is something you can get for free. If you can get a hand-me-down from your family, that's probably the best one. But the other thing would be a Honda.
Yeah, honestly, 8-Gen Civic. I love the 8-Gen Civic, and I think a Honda Civic Si is a great first car, and you can get them for under $10,000.
Mikey T says monarchy is a waste of time. Please don't say that, or the Swedish prince is going to ban you from everything.
Yeah.
Oh.
He'll kick you off the internet.
What did you say?
Dream 5-car garage.
Ooh.
Seat FR, I assume that's, I mean, a front engine, rear wheel drive, something or other, but I don't know what it is. We don't get those here.
No, that says seat. A car you can sell lemonade out of so you can buy 10 more first cars.
Yeah.
And a GoPro so you can film taking my teacher from high school around in my car videos.
Absolutely. Yep.
I'm going to get in trouble. I don't know.
You are my friend. There is the YouTube, in case you didn't know this, there is a YouTube mafia. And they got their eyes on you.
Hey, listen, I know a guy that, you know, one phone call and I'll be taken care of. It's okay.
Oh, geez.
Look. Now we have a problem, right? Yeah. Look at my DM.
What is it?
Wait, Alex, you need to talk.
Oh no, Corvettes.
Oh God.
See,
This audience is my favorite group of assholes in the whole
see you
world.
guys later.
What are you gonna do about it, Alex?
There's nothing. I can't do anything.
Oh, people are commenting buy a Corvette on your most recent post too.
Yeah.
Do you guys still hang out with that dude in blue or TJ Hunt?
Yeah.
Man.
Super Andy, thanks for DMing Alex. Appreciate it.
We were just in California with that dude in blue and TJ Hunt.
Yeah.
And we'll be in Austin with them in a few months.
Yep.
I met TJ like literally the morning Eli left California. I drove down and met TJ at the garage with him and Calvin and those folks. So yeah, nice guys.
I like David a lot.
I haven't met David yet. I'm excited to meet David.
David is a very, very genuine and very intelligent person.
I will tell you that not the current company notwithstanding, David is one of my favorite just human beings. Just David is as authentic as they come. There's nothing pretentious about him. He loves cars, he loves people. What you see in David, what you see on the screen is the David in real life. And that's not necessarily true for a lot of people that you watch on YouTube or frankly on lots of other places. But David is the real deal. He's a great guy.
Do you know the Leviathan?
Indeed. Oz
is
great
awesome.
people. I met him in California. Dr. M3's known him longer than that.
I only know him on the group hangout chats.
Oh, when he shows up when there's two of him.
I wonder how that happened. I don't know.
Yeah, people who get two of them on the live stream are just amateurs,
No, are they narcissists though? They just have to have two of themselves.
No, that's what I'm saying, because someone else did that recently.
Yeah.
I don't know who.
I don't know who.
Hang on, I gotta get a little screen share action going on. 1 second.
Chad, if I don't have to maintain it, I'd pick the 355 Spider manual, but if I actually have to own the car and use it, I'd take a 997 Carrera S.
Look, it's a Tedward.
Oh, it's a Tedward.
Look, it's a double Oz.
Yeah, there it was. Double Oz.
Double Oz. That's how you win blackjack, right?
All right, you guys aren't giving JR enough credit. You're like, oh, he sells lemonade. But what you're forgetting, he invented lemons, and that the royalties are how that all happened. So, we joke about it, but...
because a 17-year-old can invent lemons. Anyway, hang out with awesome people. Awesome way to start the week. Word.
Thanks, BMX. We appreciate that.
The Wizard of Oz.
I agree. 10-second car. By the way, guys, let me tell you this. There are a bunch of YouTubers. I'm actually going to make, I keep saying it, I just haven't gotten around to doing it. But 10-second car is another YouTuber. Guys, go check out. He has a Lotus. You're in Texas, right? In Houston. In fact, I missed him the last time I was down in Houston, probably about a month ago. But you've got to go check out his YouTube channel. He just made a parody on Cash Me Outside Girl. That video should have been viral if you ask me. It was a music video. It was hysterical. You got to go check him out.
I'm such a dummy because I've been saying his channel name as 102nd Car for the longest time. It's 10-second car.
Eli.
Or like 102
Eli.
Oh my, no, you did not just do that.
He's been doing that all day.
Oh my God. He has been doing that all day?
Yeah.
Why?
I can't tell you.
My God, someone needs to get a GIF of Dr. M3 dabbing, please.
You know what it is? You know what he needs?
Make a meme.
Yeah,
He needs
seriously,
some milk.
send
He
him
needs some milk.
It'll get in his head forever.
Cash me outside. How about that?
How about that?
All right. It's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. I think.
Yeah, we should call it. Guys, you guys have been awesome. We still have 43 people on. why don't we do this? Why don't we take another? Do you want to do another 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and
Yeah.
call it a day?
Yeah, let's do 5-10 minutes.
I can do 5 minutes. 6 minutes is too much, though.
He's gonna turn into a pumpkin.
Listen, I'm a busy man.
Dev Locker, hey, you know, listen, you gotta laugh at yourself. It's healthy, so that's good.
Oh man.
Dr. M3, are you selling your red Huracan? I saw it or something like it on Bentley Gold Coast's website.
Yeah, it's the car went out for service, and while it was out there, they took some photos. You know, there's always something cooking. I'm considering it, so it's up for sale if anybody wants it.
Hey, you want to hook up a fellow YouTuber?
I sell.
What, you need gas or like electricity or what? I can get you a hookup.
I need a red car.
Yeah.
Listen, Tom and I can share it if you want. Tom can pay for it.
Is that how it works?
I'll get it 5 days a week, and Tom can pay for it.
Red Storm giveaway. So actually, I may Cody, I may drive down for the opener of Pittsburgh Cars and Coffee, because what else do I have to do?
Let's do it.
So April 1st, if you want to bring a couple of cars,
We should talk,
I'll be glad to drive a car in for you.
Well, guess what? When we're done, well, next couple of days we'll talk about it. Let's
When you're back in Geneva, we've got some time.
Tom, you swing through Saratoga Springs and pick me up, and you and I can both go down.
Swing through Saratoga Springs. Actually, it wouldn't be bad, because then he can take the Aventador. We'll just take the Pleb Garage Huracans.
You know what? That would be ridiculous.
You could have all three
cars. All 3 cars at Cars and Coffee.
That'd be funny.
You guys are bad influencers.
I know.
Tom, let's make it happen. I'm dead serious.
Telling you, man.
You can stay here Thursday night. We'll leave Friday morning.
Oh no! Did you see that? Somebody said, "Let Subaru XX fan drive your car."
Dooba wooba dooba dooba hooba hooba fan.
Oh boy.
Oh, Lake Placid's awesome.
I like Lake Placid.
Yeah, when are you going to be on the Smoke and Tire podcast?
The podcast. So I talked to Matt about this when he drove my car, and we've been in touch since. The next time I'm out in California, I'm going to try to hook up with him, and we're going to do the podcast. I think that'd be awesome.
Like, is he single? What's the deal there? How are you hooking up with him?
Oh, geez.
Is it just like behind closed doors or what?
No, he's happily connected to his girlfriend for quite a few years. Nice guy.
What's the deal? Are you guys like doing it under the radar then, or?
Well, listen, we avoid the radar because we go so fast, over 200 miles an hour. Just radar.
I don't need that. I don't need those details. I just.
Well, you're the one that keeps pressing.
That's what you say to Matt too, right?
Oh my God! You know what? Now, listen. Now you're dead. Now you just mess with Farah. That dude knows dudes that know your dude, and your dude is done. So you're dead.
You need some milk.
You need some milk. Any plans for 100 subs? Yeah, we have some ideas that I want to do. A video I want to do once it happens. And like I said, it may be a while. Who knows?
How about this? If Tedward hits 100,000 subscribers before Dr. M3, the Red Storm gets given away.
Boom! Get given away to you?
How about this?
I have a feeling that by the end of the day tomorrow, there'd be 100,000 fake subscribers to Tedward.
How about this? If IgntitionTUBE hits 100,000 subscribers before Dr. M3, we get to trade cars. So you take whatever I'm driving, and I'll take whatever you're driving, but we still pay for insurance and gas on our own cars.
Wait a minute, that may be a good deal for me.
No. We pay for insurance and gas on our own cars, so you pay for
your own car. Oh, that's
on the Audi.
Terrible deal. Eli, answer the kid Joker, our next YouTuber meet.
Our next YouTuber meet is going to be in Boston, probably, and we will keep you posted on that.
Yes. It's coming. So May is likely to be the next one.
Tom, that would actually make an awesome video if we road trip to Pittsburgh and did Cars and Coffee and then road trip back up.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. If it's nice, we could take the M5 down because I need to drive it. So
I could also meet you somewhere and leave the GTI in like a Walmart parking lot for the weekend, and then
that's true.
Oh, nobody will ever touch the GTI in a Walmart parking lot.
nobody. It doesn't matter. They can steal it if they want.
Oh, and then we can do a video. Somebody said Dev Locker will do a video GTI versus Huracan.
Oh yeah, we need to bring the GTI down so we can put the Huracan wheels on it.
You know what we really need to do is
actually we really should do that.
That's true. We could do a real world test because everyone's asking, is red or blue faster? And I think we just really need to prove that out.
I think you'd need a very long stretch of road to figure that out, because if you did like a 60 to 100, you wouldn't be able to tell any difference.
I mean, I've said this before. If you look at the Huracan versus the Aventador, 0 to 60, my impression, my gut impression and just feel, and probably up to about 100 miles an hour, the cars are pretty damn close. After that, you know, the Aventador just walks away.
Yeah.
But that that dual clutch, man, it just some wizardry that they've done is.
I don't know what it is about the Aventador, but it honestly feels like it just keeps going faster. Like it's not. It's like you hit 60 and it's like, dang, that was quick, and then 100 and you're like, wow, it feels like we're accelerating faster than when we were in lower gear.
Yeah,
like
it's true.
As the revs climb out, and you're just, you know, next year revs are still next year. It's just, I don't know. It's just like longer strides than the Huracan if they were running.
Yeah. When's the next meet in Pittsburgh? You're so bad.
Jesus.
Let's see here.
We won't tell you which Walmart we leave it at. You guys.
Oh God.
I'm gonna put it on Snapchat.
By the way, our Super Andy, the next meet in Pittsburgh is going to be April 1st, is season opener.
Tom,
a question, let me answer this one. Blacklist was awesome. It actually is going to be replaced this year with Ace Spade Rally. We're going to do, again, Toronto. We're going to go to New York City, Watkin Glens, then back to Ontario and something like that. It's going to be a freaking awesome ride. We're going to be on it, and we're going to have some folks from Pittsburgh too, so it's going to be a good time.
Then we could also do a glamour shot video of all 3 Lamborghinis together.
Oh,
which has never been done before.
That's what I'm saying. We need to make this. Okay, we're talking after this.
Yeah, well, I mean, we talk constantly anyway, so.
This is true.
I'm missing those messages. I must have a robot replying or something. I just have the SAS bot put in there, and it just.
That's it.
That's the replies.
Alex, you can, yeah, my buddy Alex Scott, Ace Scott, you can stash the GTI at his place. He won't harm it. He's a good boy.
I won't let the ST beat up on it too bad. STs have a hard time beating up on GTIs from what I've heard. Anyway.
Huracan exhaust.
Yes, I will wear a bikini in the Lamborghini. I will.
Oh, jeez.
That's the Tedward promise. Top down in the blue. The blue spider.
Which top is down?
Oh,
which top is down?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna do Whip 'em Out Wednesday on.
Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
And you know what's gonna Tom? You know what's gonna happen, right?
Oh, it's an inside joke. Oh, that's terrible. Moving on.
All right, should we call it a night?
Yeah, but BMX, let me just say this. BMX, the lap is not fake, and you'll find out more in the next couple of days. Let's see. Let me just look at the last set here before we jump off. All right.
Ask some hot girls to sit on your Lamborghini and ask them if they want to sit on the GTI. They'll probably say, yeah, because they're worried about harming the GTI. They don't care about the Lamborghini. You know what I'm saying? Men's boobs.
When will the next stream be? Not sure. I mean, like, we kind of have been rotating it between the channels lately. It's been good.
So if you guys like these, let us know. I'll comment afterwards, share with folks. We've been at this for about 2.5 hours now. We really appreciate your support. And on behalf of Jerry, who's, I was going to say left us, but that sounds terrible, like RIP.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned over the next couple of days. I'm going to be live streaming on Tuesday from the floor at the Geneva Motorshow, bringing you stuff as quickly as I can. And again, look out for us over the next couple of days. Go subscribe to IgntitionTUBE. Go subscribe to Tedward and Jerry Batista and Automotive. Tell them to get a Corvette.
No.
Someone says all I got from this. Someone says all I got from this video was I need to buy a Corvette. All right. Hey, spread some positivity.
Thanks,
All
guys.
right. Thanks, guys. Ciao.